One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green. Let me go scroll down, get the audio going down. And also, we got to get a new intro to the show because I know Alan does not play Rocket League. That is not his game of choice. He doesn't play sports games at all. So we got to get that re-edited and reshot for my guy here on the Gamers Lounge. So welcome in to this show, right? I'm that old seasoned legendary NFL running back that used to play football for some green and gold team up in Wisconsin. And now I live in Houston, Texas, a lot warmer. Miss my friends and family up there like Alan and his family as well. But welcome into our weekly getaway to the latest fun news, hottest game release updates, and some of the in-depth discussions that we're going to hit on. Some stuff going on with Microsoft, some stuff going on with Pokemon in a good way. A little good and bad way, you know. So, but some good stuff though, from those news headlines that are out there today. So whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore esports fan, my Gamers Lounge, so Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge, I will try my best never to speak in third person. All right. So my Gamers Lounge, that's something for everyone. So grab your controller, settle in, and join us as we dive into a dynamic world of gaming. So we always start the show with a check-in from the weekend. My man Akido, you didn't have I said your stomach, you just got over something, correct? You feel a little better now, brother?
I feel a lot better. Okay. It was one of those things where I know we'll be talking about mental health and stuff, but your physical health, as you've always instructed me, is very important. We had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
I went to a Phi Theta Kappa conference in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wausau. Yeah. How was that drive up there?
Friends. The drive wasn't bad. Like, I mean, it's almost a 3-hour drive. The drive wasn't bad. We got a chance to visit our friends Andy and Trevor, who you got to play Trevor in Madden. That was hilarious to watch.
He's a gem. He's a gem. I'll say that. He was having himself a blast.
Yeah.
And I kept getting confused. I thought he was, when you mentioned it, I thought he was the school mascot, right?
No, I was designing the logo. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just threw me off. I was like, huh. Okay. I was like, man,
he could do it. He was the mascot, like I told you one year for Gaming Generations, which I'm sure we'll talk about that later on in the show too.
Yeah, he had energy like a mascot guy, like a mascot.
He was Pikachu.
Yeah.
He was Pikachu in the parade.
Oh, yeah, you got to have high energy for that. You can't come in snuffing around with being Pikachu because he's all electricity anyway, right? He's an electric Pokemon. I'm learning my Pokemon here. So,
you got it.
Yeah. So you came out okay?
Yeah, I came out. I mean, like I said, it was one of those things where I had forgotten. I had put in a prescription for my thyroid medication or whatever. And I know like the pharmacy, normally you guys, skim over whatever the pharmacist says. But like there was that really important tidbit where it's like you cannot miss a day if you're on these types of medicine or something like that. Yeah. So I put in the script right before we left and stuff was like, oh, if you miss a day, whatever, maybe. But then I was like, why do I feel like really bad after taking it? I was like, oh, I don't feel so good. I'm like, was it the Qdoba? Or it was just like felt really crappy. I had to leave school early. I had like flu-like symptoms. And it was like a rough 24-hour patch because my hormones or whatever else just hadn't adjusted. So
correct.
Word to the wise, if you're on any sort of medication and stuff like that, make sure you take it every day or make sure your scripts are filled ahead of time. I mean, that's my physical, I guess, tip of the day.
Right.
It's nuts. It's not a fun time.
Yeah. Not fun at all. No, I say health tip in the mornings, try not to I say one thing I just picked up that I started doing, though, not being on my cell phone as soon as I wake up in the morning. 30 minutes, at least off the phone for 30 minutes. As soon as I like pop my eyeballs open and don't go to my phone or don't come up here to the computer. I wait 30 minutes before I come up here and jump on my game of Madden that I play in the morning, or any game for that, man. I tried to get a game of the Super Mario Galaxy that we were playing yesterday for our Mario Day yesterday. So I tried to get on that. Didn't make it on there though, but it's all good. But we had a good weekend of gaming here. We had Hogwarts Legacy, got deeper into that. 21% of the game. Finished. I got to do some of the side missions because I realized some of the side missions do help with your experience in the game. You know? Yeah. Getting your spells down, your Levioso or whatever, Acura, Protego, get that stuff down pat. And then had my boy, our guy, CowboyNati in the chat with me for that run. He was playing something else, though. What was he playing? Was he playing Fortnite or something like that? No. Oh, what's up, Naughty? I think he was playing Hogwarts. This was last night, actually, when we were doing the Mario stuff. He jumped on for a little bit, and he was playing the Hogwarts Legacy. So shout out to Naughty. And he was also our selected winner, first Greenies logo created by my man CowboyNati. So we have the Greenies Never Die logo. Let me see if I can find it. If I can somehow get it on screen so I can show it to everybody real quick. It's in the Discord chat here. Let me see. Mess around.
I gotta edit that one too. That's on my to-do list.
Did we put it in? Let me see. Here we go. Let me go up. Scroll up. If I can find that real quick. If not, if I can't find it right away, which right now looks like I can't. But it is, if you're a fan of the Goonies, just think about that logo, the skull and bones. The only difference is, me being a former Green Bay Packer, he put a cheese head on the skull and bones. So it's like, I love it. It was after a little bit of nostalgia there. I am a Goonies fan. One of my fun childhood movies that I watched continuously. When me and my mom and dad would go to the video store and rent a VCR tape. For those that know who that is, I know I'm one of those guys. I'm seasoned. I know what that is. So good work for Naughty. And then for everybody else that submitted graphics, we're gonna find ideas to use all those graphics because it was really good graphics that was submitted for.
I just sent it to you on Discord.
My chat
in your latest message, in your private chat, if you ever wanted to, if you could pull that one up.
See, how can I share this somewhere? Let's see, I could save it there. Let me see, Greenies. See how I can get techie here and get this on the big screen. Let me see. Let me put that back up. Boom. All right, let me see if I can share real quick. Let me see, boom. Share, stop screen. Nope, I'm gonna stop screaming. Share that. Let's see. Is there anywhere? Window. Here we go. Boom. All right, bam. There it is. There is the logo. So that we're gonna turn into an emote for the chat, and then also we're gonna bring in another T-shirt. As we got this T-shirt that's already part of a fundraiser we're doing here for the Digital Divide Initiative that my foundation is running here on the Ahman Green TV and NIL TV Esports as well. So that is, like I said, doesn't get any better than that. I'm a fan of the Goonies, and seeing that, oh yeah, it's good work, Naughty. Good work. I think Naughty's in the chat there. Yeah, good job there, buddy. So on that note right here, so checked in, played some games, had a good time, and now we got some special guests coming on. But before we do that, we will head over and catch a little commercial from our sponsors here on the Gamers Lounge. Is Slide Drink. So be back in 17 seconds. See you in a few. Whether you're deep in the digital world or out exploring the great outdoors, Slide Drink keeps the good times rolling. So power up your play with Slide Boost for energy, Slide Chill to relax, and Slide Dream to recover. No matter where your adventures take you, explore with Slide. Refresh, recharge, and repeat. All right, let's see. Let me get this four. We got a 4-stack now. Wow. I don't think we've been this deep in the podcast Akido chat. But I'd like to welcome in Bev Schwartz and Ben Kohn. Am I saying that right, Ben?
Sure are.
All right, Ben Kohn. Ben Kohn is the executive director of Hope for the Day, and Bev, let me get this right, the managing director of marketing.
I wish. Manager of partnerships and development.
Right, so I was close. Partnerships and development. So there you go. And so, how this is a thing now? Myself and Akido were at Frosty Frostings back in January, and we were interviewing. We were doing a walk and talk interviews, just interviewing all the vendors and different booths that was along the hallway outside of some of the competition areas. And I saw Hope for a Day, and I V-line straight to them. I think it was one of our first conversations we had on that live stream, and it was Bev and another young lady there at the table with her, and she went into explaining what Hope for Day is, and what caught me first was the it's okay not to be okay. So they are a mental health nonprofit. So I would like to hand it off to I say Ben and Bev to explain, who they are, what their job titles is, real quick. And wait a minute, time out. I almost forgot. I'm seasoned, so I forget things. One question that I always ask my guests, and Ben, you kind of expose yourself a little bit on this, where you don't have a lot of game experience behind you, but so the first question I usually ask everybody, I almost forgot to add it into the list, but it's an easy question. It's not hard. What is your gaming origin story? So who was the person, mom, dad, uncle, brother, the homie down the street? What game was it? And how old were you when you started playing video, or when you played that game? And so let's start with Bev first.
Okay. So I'm Bev. My official title is Manager of Partnerships and Development, which means I just talk to a bunch of people and have fun.
There you go. That's not a bad job right there.
Right. And so how I started gaming was my family was brought up on N64. So,
there you go. Good one.
So we started with Mario and Duck Hunt. So every summer we just played that, and I would get beat up by my cousins. But when I was alone, I did really well. I never found the princess, but I did it.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's me.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bev. All right, Ben, your turn.
All right. I have a gaming origin story. I fell away from it a little bit, but there's nothing but time. We can always come back.
Yeah.
I started, the first memory I have of playing games, actually, we moved to a new neighborhood when I was like 5.
Okay.
And my buddy down the street named Mikey, he had the original Nintendo, the SNES. He had Mario, and I was big trash at it. Like, I couldn't get out of probably the second or third board. They would make fun of me. It was a thing. Me and Mike are still friends to this day.
Right.
Don't game a lot together because apparently that's not my forte.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, that's how it works. You either get the friends that are helpful or non-helpful during the gaming process. I started with my game origin story real quick was with me and my dad. And my dad was already into the tech space. He was an IT. He worked at the IT department at this aviation company. And I grew up in Los Angeles, California, so kind of I've been everywhere. And so he brought the Apple II PC home to repair it one day. And I was actually a PC gamer first. So Oregon Trail and Carmen Sandiego were the two first games I played. And then ColecoVision came in the house. And then it was Donkey Kong and Zaxxon was my next two after that. So a little bit of PC first, and then over to the console. So definitely understand that. And I say when it got the Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo, and I started beating my dad, he said, "Yeah, I'm done playing." He said, "I got my 8-year-old son destroying me on this football game." And he was a football player too. He was an offensive tackle when he played. So he's like, "Yeah, it's time for me to put the sticks down." on this.
You were showing the vision early then?
I guess
Yeah.
I was, reading defenses, running the ball, but Tecmo Bowl, they had 85 Bears on there, so you had Walter Payton. You can't go wrong with that, with Walter Payton and the 85 Bears defense. So it was I say it was a little easy, and then I learned that if you match up that same play selection, Tecmo Bowl, you blitz the opposing player. So I wasn't peeking at his hand. I was just always memorizing the plays he would select, so I could then try to get the memorization down. So gaming definitely helps with remembering things and trying to reuse them later on in the gameplay. So on that note, so now we'll get into the dirty deets. Okay, let's get into hope for the day, how you guys got started, and kind of each of your roles within the business, within the nonprofit. So Ben, we'll start with you there as the executive director, and give us what your day to day is and what you do with Hope for the Day.
Sure. So Hope for the Day was founded in 2011. Actually, October 29th marks our 15th year. If y'all are in the Chicago area, we got a big celebration happening October 29th. We're super excited about it.
Nice.
We got started, a friend of mine named Johnny lost his business partner and mentor. Mentor died by suicide. And they were in the music business. Johnny just decided, like, we got to start doing something. And so pretty quickly they trademarked the phrase, "It's okay not to be okay." They got a bunch of wristbands and resource pamphlets, and they started running around to concerts. Hell yeah, there you go. That's it.
Great idea.
How we share it, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we got started. It was just a really simple thing. In 2011, I think the culture was much less apt to talk about mental health than we are today, right? It was more of a taboo or a quiet thing that you maybe trusted with a couple of close friends. We're certainly not at a place where people talk about their mental health in the same way they talk about their physical health, right? But we're getting closer, right? And that's part of the work that we do here, is to start to just take that stigma around mental health and take the charge out of it, right? Where we talk in our educations about, if you saw somebody with a broken ankle, it would be very natural for you to sit down and help them through the process of healing that broken ankle. Or if you found out your friend had diabetes, right, you wouldn't shame them for taking insulin. Correct. But if we talk about those as mental health challenges, right, or as a disease that you need medicine for, that's mental, right, that has such a negative stigma for so many different people. So long story short, 15 years we've been in the business of trying to take that stigma out of the public lexicon any way we can, right? Simple wristbands, talking on podcasts, delivering educations. 2024, we have about 10,000 Chicago area students, parents, caregivers that we worked with 8th through 12th grade. Last year, we saw a dip in those numbers because we lost some of our state funding, but we're working our way back up to probably over 10K this year. So, it's been a wonderful and difficult business, right? But you get to, when people get it, when you saw us, I wasn't there at Frosty, but when you saw it and you were like, I want to talk about this. You said in the room, I want to talk about the hard things of the people that don't want to talk about, like, we want to talk about those things, and we want to be the organization that helps people be those people in those community, right? In their community, English. My job is to keep Bev happy, keep the rest of our fundraising team out there, and making sure we get enough dollars in the door to pay for our staff, our educations, and stay focused on building out the organization and the vision, right? 15 years, we've done a lot of things, but we didn't build a lot of infrastructure. So I've been our executive director for 2 years, and my objective has been, how do we make this stable, scalable, sustainable, so that we can be in communities and be where we said we were going to be in big ways.
Gotcha. Thank you for sharing that. Yep. So Bev, what drew you personally to Hope for the Day, and how and the work that you're doing today?
Yeah. So like Ben mentioned, we got our start on Warped Tour. And as a little emo kid, I ventured out to all music spaces in Chicago. And I actually saw Johnny. Whoa, my computer went weird. So I saw Johnny at, I believe it was the Bottom Lounge here in Chicago, at a Neck Deep show. And he made me cry with his heartfelt speech about why it's okay not to be okay.
Right.
And at the time, I grew up in like, unstable household. Parents fought a lot, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, I'm actually depressed and it's okay. And that's what I'm feeling. So I sat in the back and cried a little bit and was like, okay, so that made sense. So from there, I volunteered for a summer with Hope for the Day.
Right.
And then after college, I just continued my work with Hope for the Day just on the side. After college, I actually started working on the policy side of things. So started there, and then now I work with policy. I do fundraising, so I talk with all of our fundraising people, helping them make change in their communities. I work with partners, so developing fun collaborations, whether that's collaborative merch, bringing educations into their workspaces, thinking of fun classes we can do together to raise awareness, literally anything and everything I'd like to do. We talk to a lot of bands, just trying to spread the message across the states, across the world, things like that. I also work with our marathon team for the Chicago Marathon called Team Thrive.
Nice.
So so I managed that. This year we're at 33 runners. We grow every year. So
that's a good size group right there.
So we keep on growing. I also manage our volunteers who are growing, and we're going to get back out to more events like Ben said. So really just keeping the house going.
Nice. And the Chicago music scene is big influence there. My wife is from that area, and just knowing and being down there a lot myself, between me being with her family, but then going on my own, going down to some of the entertainment that's going on in the Chicago area. That is a big influence. So to kind of talk to those bands that obviously those are a lot of artists that go through. A lot of their songs are based off of their life, good and bad. So I could see where a lot of bands can come in and look like they can help you guys in growing and saying, growing and sending your message out to other people, to young folks, because there'll be a lot of their fans will be following those bands around Chicago, around Indiana, Iowa, stuff like that, which is great, because then you got another voice out there beyond what you guys are already doing, in your space and in your area. So that's fantastic. So Ben, as this executive director, what originally inspired you to get involved in mental health advocacy and suicide prevention?
It's a good question. I've been with Hope for the Day 2013, 2014, so early days. I met Johnny. He didn't make me cry, but he came close. We had a good conversation. And he was kind of one of the first people. Johnny's a man. We don't have to get into toxic masculinity, but he's a guy's guy, right? And he was one of the first people I ever talked to who talked to me like a man about, like, it's all right to have emotions, right? Some of the stuff that I was burying and just probably not acknowledging or dealing with. He was like, yeah, dude, everybody deals with that. Like, that's all right. That's not abnormal, right? It resonated with me in a big way. And I was doing something completely different at the time. I was running my own business. And I was just like, what do I do? What can I do? What can I help you support? So I joined our board, I think 2014. I served until 2018, and then took some time off to run a free publicly available Wi-Fi network in Cleveland. Side quest. Came back. A great story.
Good side quest right there. I like that.
Yeah, it was great. That needs more funding too, but different conversation. I came back to Chicago, rejoined the board of Hope for the Day. And then there was a situation early 24 that was the organization needed leadership right away. I was raising a venture capital fund and expecting a daughter. So about 15 days before she was born, I just stepped into the organization and became our executive director. And then, basically just went through 2 rides at the same time.
Nice. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. 2 rides, working, parent, all that, coming your way. That could be a lot, and like speaking, on the front of the pivoting, right, back and forth in our business lives, having that. I know I've been on that roller coaster the last couple of years. I was an esports coach at Lakeland University for almost 2 years, and then transitioned over to my university at Nebraska. So from Wisconsin to Nebraska, and then my wife staying at home, so that was, kind of a little stress, on things, because not being home, being on the road, back and forth a lot. So definitely can relate and to understand on that situation as well. So next question, Akido, do you have anything you want to throw in?
Oh, I'm already typing away.
Oh yeah.
I can go ask that one right off the bat. I was going to say, in regards to toxic masculinity, what is the best way to approach the topic to a friend who is struggling with mental health but doesn't want to acknowledge it or ask for help?
Well, we got a bunch of catchphrases for it. Basically boils down to there's no secret sauce, right? There's no exact right way or no perfect thing to say to somebody to have a conversation with somebody who's not ready to have that conversation.
Gotcha.
I would say the most important thing that you can be is consistent and authentic, right? If you are consistent and you are known to that person as somebody who they can talk about those things with, it is unlikely to be that sort of watershed moment, right? But over time, it'll open up to it a little bit more. One of the things that I've experienced, and just a lot of my, especially male friends, but I wind up getting a lot more back when I'm sort of the first one to be vulnerable, talk about whatever's going on with myself, right? And sometimes that's nothing, sometimes it's something, but you set the stage and show somebody that it's not that scary to let somebody into what's going on with you. And that person, if they see themselves handle it with you, they sometimes can trust that you can handle it back for them.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I know, because I know in my space, my background, retired player, NFL, that's where you got guys. Trust me, it's like that lava around Bowser's Castle. You ain't coming in here. I ain't gonna let you talk about that. And it's just to me, it was oh, I could see. I say you got something going on. We do it, but I don't know exactly what it is. But I was bro, I would say to some of my teammates that I could talk to, I'd be like, hey man, you better get that out. I said, because if you don't handle it, it's gonna handle you.
Yep.
I would say stuff like that to some of my closer teammates, and understanding that, look, you got something going on behind the scenes. That means mental. That was my when I say behind the scenes, that was my saying thing for being mental. I say you better. It's okay, if you need a little help, or maybe talk to the right person. If it ain't me, if it ain't your wife or girlfriend or significant other or whoever's living with you, make sure you find somebody so you can get that information out and just get the feeling out. Get that, what you feel at that moment, whatever that is, because later on it's going to continue to grow if you don't address it. And it was something that a lot of players I know are there. They won't, like I said, they won't say it. They'll try to be all big bad and ugly, like they are, like most of my teammates were. So it was just always something interesting about seeing that. And when I catch it, I'll say background real quick. Reason why I caught it a lot, because my dad was an AA counselor.
Okay.
And so I would be taken to his meetings at 5, 6 years old. I'm sitting at Alcohol Anonymous meetings with grown people, and I'm hearing everything. And so that's where my observation, because that's what I was doing then. I was observing, letting the adults talk, and that's where I can read people in a short time. If they do more of the talking, then I kind of get to understand who they are, their personality. I think a lot of people do that too. So
yeah, but so AA is a really good example, right? Obviously that helped frame who you are and the comfortability with difficult conversations. But like AA kind of lives in that between space, right? It's not like it's not a physical injury, right? But it's something that people, alcoholics, maybe because of AA, are more comfortable talking about something they struggle with. AA as a culture has that ability to like grab you and be like, "Oh man,
right,"
and talk about this, right? Like this is important, right? And so you go back to Akado's question about, you know, how do you talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk about it? Like AA has the roadmap of being like intervention, right? Or this is how your actions are affecting your friends and family, right? With mental health challenges, it's just more, you know, it's complicated, right? There's not a AA for somebody struggling with bipolar disorder, right? Or somebody who's like, you know, having suicidal ideations, right? And so it does get a little more nuanced, but you're basically doing the same thing.
Gotcha. Yep.
It also makes why you're good.
Quick
at
interjection as well. Somebody was running your pronouns, Ben. If you go by him, he, or
he, him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also just wanted to touch on one quick thing while we were on that conversation, the question for Ahman. In late 2025 and early 2026, the NFL was shaken by the deaths of Dallas Cowboys DE Marshawn Newland and NFL wide receiver Rondale Moore, highlighting that mental health struggles affect both current and former players. So in the last interview, we talked about the help that athletes get after playing in the NFL and the need. Would you feel like an organization like Hope for the Day would help in those types of situations / raise awareness regarding mental health?
We'd love to. You know, the short answer is if people are listening, we're happy to talk to them, right? And so, you know, getting audience and getting the opportunity to sit down with folks is our biggest limiting factor. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I could have kept either of those individuals from taking their lives, right? The hope is that we can give them and their teams and their communities and their people right resources so that they can look at this as something that we can get in front of as opposed to we're talking about it afterwards.
Yeah. I think it's also important to note that Hope for the Day isn't a direct service. So we're not going to be the ones who you walk into and we have therapists on staff. We're going to be the ones who connect you to be able to connect you to those services.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just want to make that clarification for folks.
Gotcha. So what are some common myths about mental health or suicide prevention that you wish people would understand better?
Yeah, I'll give you a few. There's like, you see these like clickbaity posts or 7 signs that you can't miss for somebody who might be suffering, right? Or one thing that you could do to save somebody, right? And unfortunately, suicide is a highly individualized crisis, right? It affects everybody across professional athletes, high net worth individuals, lowest and most indigent populations in America. It sees no color. It has no prejudice, right? And there are pockets of America that experience suicidality at higher rates than others. But in general, right, there's no like collating factor. Like, if I just look out for this the way you would for fucking heart disease or something, right? It's a very different experience. And so, you know, for us, one of the things that we try to guide towards is just like, as Bev said, we're not direct service. We're trying to build those communities and give people the ability to be that pressure release valve, that beacon in their community that they can talk to, that folks can talk to. Because trying to arm people with like, hey, just look out for these 5 signs and then you know, we've got this washed, it is not of service. Probably the biggest one. I'm curious, Bev, what comes to your mind?
The biggest one would be if, you know, you take, you know, I'm all sorts of things. I'm autistic, epileptic, anxiety-ridden, and depressed. I got a whole fun house in my head, is what I like to say. So I would say, you know, if you take all these things, shouldn't you be happy by now? Just get over it. is what I find the most people say or assume about me. The answer is no. They help. They certainly do. But it doesn't mean the issues go away. I see my therapist every week. Sometimes the sads just come back. The happy pills don't just make the clouds go away. And, sometimes I have breakthrough seizures and all of that stuff. So meds help, but they aren't going to fix everything. Like we talked about, there's no magic wand. There's no magic sauce. It's just who you are, what your brain is. And that's okay. You're not broken. That's what me and my therapist have to remind ourselves. We aren't broken. We're just unique. We are who we are. And we're awesome. We're kick-ass. But yeah, so there's no magic pill to fix anyone. So
no, it's a motley of things that you got to do day by day. So I appreciate you sharing that, Bev, and Ben too. So because it's like I talked about the guys in my locker room, for example. Like when I was the one that was always very observant and quiet, because everybody else is obnoxious, talking to each other, talking about the game, or they're mad about something. And so I learned how to, from my background, with my parents, and then my two older brothers too. They also one was the Army, one was a police officer. So talking to them, about certain things. And like my brother that was a cop for 20 plus years in Omaha, Nebraska, man, I would hang out with him. And I remember, that Friday or Saturday, I come over and hang out, and he's telling me what just happened, on his day at the work. He's a police officer, what he had to walk up on, day by day on the scene, things that he'd seen. And it's like, wow, I'm like, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm good. I'm hanging in there, because I'm like, you just saw something that, on the daily job, only you, people that work in the Army and work at hospitals see on the daily. You see all that and then some. And so to have him able to bounce stuff off me, and then also know that, like, man, if you need to, I say I'm 18 years old. I'm like, you ever take a day off? Asking him as a cop, I was like, I know I would if that went down, at my place of work, on a continuum. And I think that's where a service, or I'll say an organization like yours, it makes the people understand that I'm supported to share something. Because if you don't have that, then that's where you go into the quiet mode, and you kind of avoid things you shouldn't avoid. If it's friends, it's family, or if it's going to an event, you be like, no, I'm not going to do that because you're in this state now. So that's where why I want to talk about it, because I want to make it a normal thing, just like we talk about sports, right? We talk about yesterday was Mario Day. We talk about that stuff because it's fun, happy, and jovial, but also, we got to talk about everything else, because everything else is on this planet, running around, running rapid in people's lives. And so with the gaming culture, with the gaming community that y'all are part of, that's why one reason y'all were there at Frosty Frosting. So question here, either one y'all can take. I'll say, well, Bev, you were there. So within the gaming community, it's a incredibly passionate community, right? You know that, especially about their fighting games at Frosty.
Yeah.
I said, but can also experience burnout. They can experience isolation or even pressure, to go out there. So how can, in the gaming culture, support better their mental health and start up those conversations?
Yeah, for sure. So like we talk about, many games are single shooters. Many have high pressure situations, whether you're grinding for camos, going for those trophies, anything like that. So you can have burnout for so many different reasons. But we play games. The sole purpose is because we enjoy them. We have fun, right? So the experience when we get burnout can start to feel like a chore. I gotta grind for that camo now. Oh, great. Now I have to get 50 more kills to get that next one. I love that for me. And now everyone else is shooting me because now I have to use
get through that.
the weaker gun. Great.
Right.
Got it. But then it can start to feel more personal when that happens, right? Because you're like, don't you understand that I am trying to get this thing? So when that happens, that's when we start to see that real gamer stuff come out, that gamer side of, especially in chats, where we go to, okay, well, you just keep camping, you keep killing me. I am now in a place of anger, and I just blurt out, go kill yourself, things like that. Those really aggravated statements, right?
Yeah.
And those expressions are so common, you know, they're just like ingrained in the community.
Yeah.
But
I've been in some of those chats for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of mom talk comes out.
I've done the dad talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So for that, I just, you know, we need to think about, like, again, we're there for enjoyment. People are having their worst days. They just want to relax on a game half the time. So like when you go and say, go kill yourself, like that's not really going to serve anyone. It gets your anger out right then, right? It's that instant like release of that.
Yeah.
But that emotional impact that leaves someone with could, you never know what it's going to do, right?
Right.
So I think what we could start doing, and I urge the community to do, is we get to that point. We maybe leave it in your head. Hold our tongues a little bit.
Right.
But then end the round. We're disappointed. Go into a practice range. Go into Doom where we're not fighting anybody. We don't have to yell at anybody except bots. Maybe go play a cozy game if you're into that. Go play Uno. go pet a cat. Go pet an animal. Take a walk.
There you go.
Just like get yourself centered again. Because at the end of the day, it's a screen. We don't know what's behind that. And we don't want to escalate anyone's worst day ever and get them in that bad place. So yeah, that's just what I would urge the gaming community to do and what I personally would like to see.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, use that. Everybody tuning in right now, you heard that lesson right there from Bev, right? You get to that edge of somebody, like she mentioned, camping, that got you from behind. You threw that interception in Madden, or you didn't hit the shot in 2K. Hey, before all that blah, blah, blah comes out, and Akido knows I do this too, because I'm the dad, I'm the seasoned guy. I'll say, hey, take a couple of deep breaths, breathe, because right now your brain doesn't have enough oxygen to act normal. So right now, that short of oxygen is going to make you do something that you're not supposed to do or say.
I don't think we've ever gotten that heated, like in any of the Halo matches and stuff that we played, where we're like, go whatever yourself or like whatever else. I posted it in the chat too. Don't let the relief of your own mental frustration potentially make somebody else's worse on the video game or anything for that matter. Like everyone's there to have a good time. Everybody has a rough day. You could be talking to a kid or somebody else or someone who's actually struggling with that, and that could push someone to the edge or whatever else. So, keep it to yourself, and there's no reason, I'd rather have someone break a controller before they go off spouting it.
And if you break it, you buy it.
Right.
That's on them, though. I mean, however you guys want to handle it, and then you got to cope with that. But you do it to yourself. Don't do it to other people.
Exactly. So we're streaming out
on LinkedIn. Pillow,
Oh, there you go. Another one. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
There you go. Take that anger out on something. It non-evasive. It doesn't punch back. There you go. Right. But real quick, we're streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and on X. And so the next question here is up for grabs for both of you here. It says, Hope for the Day is known for its educational programs, like you mentioned. So what kind of tools or training do you provide to help people recognize when someone may need help in that situation?
That's a great question. I'll jump first. I'll share some links in the chat, but all of our education is based off of kind of a simple premise, right? Is how do you identify what's going on in yourself, what might be going on in your friends, your family, your neighbors, and then help them with the and then what, right? Try to use very simple, no bullshit language. So when we're talking to folks in the hospitality community, programs called 86 to silence, right? And 86 is a hospitality term, means just take it off the menu. Like, we're done not talking about this. We talk about things like, we talk about baseline, right? Like, I've been working with Bev for several years now, right? And I know Bev to be bubbly and funny and honest, right? And to want to have a conversation mostly about a cat or, something that she's been interested in, a puzzle, right? Like, if I'm on the phone with Bev and I notice that, Bev's just kind of one word answering me.
But beating around the bush, basically.
Or just not even coming to it, right? Just,
right. Yep.
No. Okay. Right.
Oh yeah.
It might be a simple old thing to just take a step back and say, like, Bev, everything good? Like, what's going on? How are you feeling today? Right.
Yeah.
And so our educations are very long, not very long, about 45 minutes to an hour exploration of how you start to work through those types of things. Like I said, we did those for Chicago area students, parents, teachers, and caregivers, right? Because we believe that sort of 8th through 12th grade range is a really important time to start having these conversations.
Yeah.
But we're doing it in a bunch of different spaces, right? So that's what education looks like coming from us. I feel like that was the question, right?
Yeah, that was the question.
That was the thread. Yeah, all right, I'm sorry.
You nailed it. No, that was it. Yep, that was it. And then I said for another one, toss up here. Can you share a moment or a story where your work made a clear difference in somebody's life?
Yeah. So I have been to all sorts of events. I think I'm coming up on like 8 years here officially or something like that, from volunteering to actually like being paid. So I have been to community events and tabling schools to Riot Fest and Summer Fest and all sorts of things. People come up to us and tell us heartfelt stories about how they so much appreciate just, it's okay not to be okay, us giving out resources, and how much just having the wristband that you're wearing has helped them, saved them, in their own words, on really hard days. They've not taken it off since the day they got them, and have worn them for years on end until they snap. And then I get to go, hey, I have thousands. Do you want a new one?
Yeah, there we go. Give me a new one.
So yeah, they get into details that I don't want to necessarily share on the internet, but
no, understood.
Yeah, but they get really cute, really sappy, and they just remind us why we do the work. But yeah, they get really personal. They get to share the resources with their loved ones. We get to make sure everyone gets what they need, and we help save lives, which is the best part.
Nice. Yeah. Could I tag on one on top of that too? That was really interesting. Yeah. So those moments that Bev's talking about are amazing, and they are the stuff that we write, grants around, right? But some of the stuff that yesterday we did an 86 to silence training for a big restaurant group here. And so we had about 30 different managers, GMs, people from different parts of their organization who were sitting in the training. And 2 people from their team who had never met before were sitting through the training, and they're chiming in. They're talking about different experiences that they had in that. After the training, I'm sitting there with some of the folks from the organization, and she was tapping me. She's like, look, these 2 girls are going to go sit with each other. And they wound up sitting with each other for about 15 minutes and starting the conversation between themselves about hey, that was really I'm glad that you shared that. I was going through this too, and we had a team member who was struggling with something, right? And so I'm super proud of the moments that somebody comes by and they're like, hey, this message means so much to me. But I'm also I think trying to figure out how to quantify all the different ways that again, just like getting people to be those folks in their organization, right? Their workplace, their school, whatever, also then goes on to like let them spread the word, if that makes sense.
Yeah, let them word of mouth. And
I got a question too. I
go
wanted to
through the
chime in.
experience as well. Yep.
Trailing off of that one. So if someone is struggling with mental health and they don't have a strong support system and might not feel comfortable reaching out for like Hope for the Day, what would you suggest?
Great question.
Great question. So there's a bunch of places that you can go. We have on our website, hftd.org/findhelp, a listing. You can tap in by zip code, and it will give you the opportunity to see no fee or low barrier services for mental health, but also things like financial aid. Over there on the top right, if you go to Find Help.
Yep, link's already posted in the chat.
Yep, cool. So we can actually jump through and pop in a zip code. You can see things for financial aid, food security and support, legal support, or immigration support if you're going through something in that nature, right? All of these parts impact an individual's mental health. But if somebody's just looking for, how do I get help? What can I reach out to? What's around me? They can actually just go through a resource compass like ours. There's also, as you see there below in different breakdowns, crisis text lines. If somebody feels like they're in immediate danger, right? 988 is the National Suicide Prevention text line. But we've got a number of different resources that are listed out here, and even more if you did want to break down by intersections, LGBTQ+, immigrant or non-English speaking, and so forth.
Nice.
Yeah. And just to add, the zip code is for US only. And then the resources below are international. So
yeah, that's amazing right there.
well.
Yeah, very helpful. I mean, I'm seeing, foreign outreach as well. This is awesome to see.
I didn't know we were in Algeria. I'm going to be
right.
honest with you.
I'm looking at like, man, this is amazing.
Uh-huh.
This is amazing that you got that. Yeah, and it does, like you already mentioned, Ben. It doesn't, the depression or the mental health, whatever it is no boundaries to it. It reaches everyone and everywhere. Obviously, it's just in different languages, it's said differently. Obviously, so to hit, like, we got the zip code here. Let me see what happens there.
Organizations like yours are important as well, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I would just skim through a few articles. I believe the Trump administration had shut down the LGBTQ youth suicide hotline for LGBTQ youth services. So having other resources to where people can go to receive help for that sort of thing, like your organization for Hope for the Day, is especially important.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, I was going to say, we try to stay up and stay on top of where things are, like where funding is going or not going, which is what happened with the 988 option for LGBTQ+. And so for us, our objective is to be able to try to say, like, if this is the resource that you need, don't call 988, reach out to the Trevor Project, who's an incredible crisis text line specifically for people in that community, right? It's just like playing whack-a-mole right now. I'll be totally honest with the way that the federal situation is. And then that sort of then messing with when federal funds dry up, grant money then gets more specific on where they're trying to place it, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. So we try to stay on top of that as best we can.
That's awesome. And then if people wanted to, chime in and also support you, let's let into my other question. How would they be able to go ahead and do that?
So we've got a bunch of different ways. So on our homepage, obviously, if individuals are compelled to donate, we appreciate it. We're going to put that money to really good use. If people wanted to share stories or resources, they can use our Instagram, TikTok, any of the handles that we can use to promote out. We do have a really strong support network in the gaming community at large, where a lot of individuals do stream on our behalf. So we've got Tiltify and Streamlabs, where people will go live and donate or offer to donate proceedings from their streams. And so we're happy to send you more information about that. We can post later. The other, I think, is is just to share like resources. So if you look at our education page or our downloadable resources, right, all these things are free, right? You can grab e-learning licenses, you can grab resource cards that you can share, print off, or share with community, right? And the goal is just that we are giving individuals the tools to kind of help people when they or someone they love is identifying that they need the help.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah, great website here. Yep.
Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah, great questions, Alan, as well. Appreciate you hitting them.
Trying to stay on top of it.
Oh, of course. So, kind of to wrap this up. So, what are some goals and initiatives does Hope for Today have for the upcoming next 12 months for what you're doing?
A few. So, number one, our biggest goal for this year is to continue to broaden the message, right? Share it out on digital platforms. So you're going to be seeing a lot more content from us coming out. We'll hopefully be invited to talk to some other folks on podcasts. We'll see if this hurts or helps that process, but it's no fault of y'all's. Yeah. We're building out the things that we can do to sort of engage with people who find us online. The gaming community has been incredibly supportive to us financially, right? But we don't oftentimes have like the ability when somebody donates through Tiltify or Streamlabs, like if they don't give us, all they give us is their gamer tag or, Akido, right? We can't actually track them down and say, okay, thank you. Here's some resources. Here's how to go share this with your community, right? So we're investing quite a bit in trying to figure out how we can actually stay in touch with those audiences.
Okay.
And if anybody listening has any good ideas on how, please hit me up.
Yeah, well, we definitely could send us updates. I'll throw them in my Discord. I'm raising my hand right now. So perfect. You have my email. Say, hey, Ahman, every month. Say, hey, we got this event going on. Can you throw this in your Discord? Can you put it on your social media? I'm all in. I got you.
I will not be shy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So a couple more questions here. Trying to see here. What is a good one here?
They're all good ones.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah. So what is one message you want everyone listening here today to remember about mental health?
Yeah. If there's one thing I think that's most important, I think it's okay not to be okay. And that there's no magic wand and we're in this together. It's going to take all of us to be a leader in our own communities and have the hard conversations. We can't be followers. We're going to have to stand up and do the hard work before people start doing it on their own, unfortunately. So just remember it's okay not to be okay. And we're in this together.
Gotcha. Ben?
She nailed it.
Yeah, she got it. Good. Oh, man. Yeah, of course. That's how it is sometimes. So, and the last question, I'll say, no, I got two more here. I say, if someone was watching today and struggling silently, what is the first step they can take toward getting support?
We've got to talk to somebody. And I don't particularly care who it is, right? But just somebody that you trust to be able to hold that information and help you with it. So one of we've been talking about it 8 different ways in the last hour, is just like, it takes a community and it takes somebody to oftentimes just like take the charge out of what somebody's dealing with. That can help them sort of overcome that fear or that boundary of getting support.
Yeah.
And the number one thing is just don't feel like you have to face this alone, because no matter what, you are not alone. And I promise you, even if you feel like everybody you've talked to in the past has sent you down the wrong road, like we're at 3039 Fullerton in Chicago. This is our coffee shop, Sip of Hope. Step in the door, and I got, baristas behind the bar. Like, we will help you.
Nice.
Right? There are people in your community who I promise want you to keep going and want you to stay alive. So please do everything you can to just find one, and we can go from there.
Nice. Find that one person. Everybody got at least one person. I know that. Yeah. So last question here. Where can people follow Hope for the Day access resources and learn more about the work you're doing?
Hope for the Day on Instagram, Discord. Bev, if you can share that Discord chat. We are on TikTok. We're on LinkedIn. We got email newsletters. hftd.org is the website. We're not hiding. Your favorite medium. Just hop in.
Yeah, you gotta get a Twitch channel now.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, gotta do that. Yeah, gotta do that.
Oh, we do have a Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I can drop that too.
There it is. Gotta utilize that thing. Gotta get it going.
That's I think the bigger one.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this has been a great conversation. A lot of useful information. Again, for my story, I mean, when I was a junior in high school, one of my best friends at high school, we were sophomores. I was at one high school and I transferred to another. So we would just see each other at sporting events because we both were athletes. So either football, we either played against each other in football or ran track against each other in track. And but his junior year, he unfortunately took his life. And so that's where, where I knew him, I knew his mom and knew his sister and knew his dad, and just knew that obviously it was something way more going on than what we all thought. Because, and I said, the only difference was now I wasn't talking to him as much because I was at another high school. But I would say hi. I would try to check in with him as much as possible. But to find that out I was at a track meet to find out that, because he hadn't been there. He was a runner, and I was like, where is he at? And everybody's like, oh, we don't know. He didn't come to school today either. And I'm like, And then I remember about to get into the blocks, or about to take off my sweats and get into the blocks for the 200-meter run. I heard all this conversation just happen right behind me to say that so-and-so, he shot himself. And I'm like, and this is right before I'm going into the blocks and I got to run a 200. And I'm sitting there like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't running this 200. And I didn't. I literally jogged around the track.
Yeah.
I jogged around here. This was one of my dudes. This is one of my best friends. I'm 17 years old, 18, so 16, 17 years old. I walked around the track, and of course I get to the finish line, and my coach, who was also my football coach, he looks at me and he goes, "You're running the 400." I'm like, "What? What? Huh? Why? He's like, you just walked the 200. I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna punish me with running another double what I just did?" And I didn't, and I wasn't sharing, at that time. I was very quiet, but I just let the emotion hit me and not say, "Coach, hey, I just found out my best friend shot himself." I didn't say that to him. He threw me another event. I sloughed that event. I walked around. I didn't walk, but I jogged that one too. But then as soon as I got done, I drove over, to his house, hugged his mom, hugged his dad, talked to his sister, hugged her, and was just like, in amazement of, I was kind of looking at it for myself. Like, is it because I transferred? We weren't hanging out as much anymore. I was doing that kid stuff. We're young and we think something like that happens. We're part of the problem. And so it just, and I did a lot of talking to his mom and dad, and that kind of helped me understand, that it wasn't, on me as well. So we're all part of his life. We just somehow missed something, with that. So that's where, for me, having stuff like this on my podcast, I'm gonna do as much as possible, because that is a big deal. When you're dealing with something that you're not able to share, then you're not, I'll say, setting yourself up to try to get past it, because then, it unfortunately brings in dark thoughts, things of that nature. So that's my motivation to do this as much as possible. When I do my podcast, I do one or two a year where I have somebody or a company, or business organization like you guys come in. So thank you very much for sharing on what you guys do. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna take, send me those newsletters, and I'll repost them in my Discord and things that I use for communication. Please do that, because I want to keep that going, in gamers everywhere that I'm posting, because I do sports talk too. So I want to be able to share that there, because that's the big thing in NFL. Like Akido mentioned, those two young NFL players, right? I mean, not even that. Like I just lost two of my college teammates who were my age, you know, close to my age or younger in the last 6 months too. So it's just been one of those. It's one of those things that it wasn't. I say one thing wasn't. It was more health issues than suicide. It wasn't that, but still, death is a death. And then knowing, you know, that maybe there was somebody or some time they could have got help on some way, shape, or form. You know, so just keeping that conversation open and not making it feel weird and uncomfortable. You know, it's a normal thing to have conversation about what we're talking about, you know, because if you don't, then it's going to feel weird. Then nobody's going to touch it on. You don't want that. That's where it gets real scary. So, but I want to say thank you, Bev and Ben. And if you guys want to stick around, we are talking. This is a gaming show, so you know we're talking video game. We had Mario Day yesterday. We did some fun stuff there. So you're welcome to join. But if you got to cut, you got some things to do, no problem. We understand. You know, you got a work day in front of you. It's only halfway through that work day. But either way, we're going to jump to a commercial and just let me know if you're able to stay in with us.
I appreciate it. I just want to thank you very much. I know you got to roll the commercial, but I applaud you for what you're doing and being willing and wanting to bring us on. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I got to cut. It's my turn to pick up my daughter, so I got to get to her. But
Understood.
We appreciate you very much.
Hey, same here. Thank you, Bev.
Same. I appreciate it too, and it's my turn to go make some money.
Gotcha. Hey, no problem. Go do what you do. Daddy duty. Go make that money. But appreciate you both for being in here today, sharing your story, sharing your organization. And trust me, everybody's going to know about it from this point of view, right? From this angle, from Ahman Greenies Gamers Lounge. So safe driving. Have a great rest of your day at work, Bev. Then talk to you guys later.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, chat. We're going to jump to a commercial. Be right back here in a few. Stay plugged in. It's hollering at you. Looking to turn your passion for gaming into a college opportunity? Stay Plugged In is the premier platform connecting esports players with college programs nationwide. Whether you're grinding on Valorant, Rocket League, or Overwatch, Stay Plugged In gives you the tools to showcase your skills and earn esports scholarships. Don't just play, get recruited. Visit staypluggedin.com and start your journey to the next level today. All right, fantastic interview with Bev and Ben, sharing their information. So we got those links in the chat. Akido's done a fantastic job of posting them up, but we are going to, like I mentioned, I was not messing around. I know they got my email. I said, shoot me an email once a month. I will put more information in the chat for every stream about that. I know people in Chicago area. I know people in Southern Wisconsin. That's not far from where you guys live, where they can come and, you know, help you out. And I think mental health is just, I mean, once you get to a certain age, you know, where the ages we are, Akido, I'm a little bit more seasoned than you. But when you're our ages, that is priority number one, is your mental state and your physical state. Those right there, I take serious. You know that, you know, and we're always, and I'm glad we're going to see each other this weekend. I could share you some new little tidbits I've learned about some physical, I'll say physical recovery things I've learned recently in the last couple of weeks that can help your low back feel a lot better. Some stretches. We might go try to go through that. Have a session in the weight room there at the hotel. Nothing strenuous. Nothing strenuous.
I need that, man. All the driving I'm gonna be doing. I think I calculated whatever, it's in like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a nice little tilt coming up here from Milwaukee area. What's up, Bear fan? He said Twitch front page, baby. Hey, yes, we are. Yep. We on that front page and bringing it out to everybody on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on X, and on this Twitch channel as well, other than NIL. Did we get on NIL? We didn't get on NIL.
We didn't. It's not live.
Yeah, it won't. That's the only thing it won't do here on StreamYard. I can't stream to two platforms.
Gotcha.
One. So I can't stream the two Twitch channels at the same time. I could try it.
Maybe we'll do a test.
I'll try it next week. I'll try it next week. But I know on Restream I can do that. So that's why the gaming thing is all that. So speaking of that,
right,
we are going into our quick hit. Oh, I love that. I'll be either Bruce Lee or John Clive Van Damme giving somebody the business.
Bruce Lee all day
on this. And so we're right up your street, bro. Right? So Nintendo shares surge after reports of Pokemon Pokopia success in the sales of this game that just hit last week?
Yep.
It just dropped last week and is doing big things all over the place. Which is, I am not surprised. Are you, Akito?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to take off as big as it did because it's a Switch 2 exclusive. But I know friends that have actually gone out and either been gifted a Switch 2 by their significant other or went out and purchased one or have it on their wish list. The game's been selling out across multiple retailers. Steph and I had ours pre-ordered at Best Buy. We got a little miniature tote bag as a pre-order bonus.
I love the swag stuff that
I had to get
companies
the swag.
give you. Yeah, I love it when they do that.
So, and then they're having a collab event on Pokemon Go as well to promote it until, I don't know, I think it was the 11th or something like that. But it's such a cute little fun game. I haven't even gotten a chance to play it yet because I've just been so busy. Steph's brother Royal already beat it in like 30 hours. Yeah. Really.
Oh, that sounds like something you do, but you got homework now. You're in school.
I could play it tonight.
Spring semester going on. So in the article, we talk about this sales success. So the perceived success of Pokemon Pokopia has led a surge of Nintendo stock prices to go up, which has slumped so far this past year. As noted in Bloomberg, this week's 10.5% spike in Nintendo shares is the steepest climb seen by the company since April of 2025, back during the height of the Switch 2 pre-launch anticipation. So when the game actually first came out. So in recent months have seen Nintendo's share price steadily fall, with a drop off in December, followed by a notable dip last month, something experienced by various game companies. That happens when obviously a new game is coming out or a new system is still trying to get its feet in the ground. So video game companies amid investors' fears over the use of AI to replace traditional development and technology spiraling impact on computer memory costs as well. Because all we know, those hard drives, these HDD drives, they ain't cheap no more for all this memory we're trying to keep in our PCs or in our consoles. So the question is, how much of a success has Pokemon Pokopia been? So far, Nintendo itself has not released any sales figures, and unless the Pokemon company makes its own announcement, we're likely to have to wait all the way until next financial quarter, which results are in May, for all those finite details. But the early signs are promising this, however. So with reports of physical copies sold in various countries and Amazon upping the game's price to $80 after seeing the demand, it's these early signs that seemingly show that investors have now acted upon, even if success has always seemed likely for this game company right there. So game industry analysis quoted by Bloomberg described the game as a viral hit and a dark horse, something which has assumed some fans who have long seen Pokopia's potential for success as a game that blends the billion-dollar Pokemon series and the elements of Minecraft and Animal Crossing. Is that hitting it right on the head, Akito?
Yeah, it's about right. I mean, it's one of those things where when we saw it was a collaboration between, well, not collaboration, when we saw it was a game that was like Animal Crossing but set in the Pokemon universe, you know, we all had our hopes. It was one of those things people were like, but at the same time, it's like, it's Pokemon. They know what they're doing, and they shine through and exceeded expectations. And I think when the initial reviews came out for it, you know, and everyone got their hands on the game, we're like, oh, snap. This is a little bit of like Minecraft. This is a little bit of Animal Crossing. This is a lot of bit of Pokemon. This is kind of like all the cozy games that we've been needing for a fix since Animal Crossing New Horizons. And this is our new fix. Like, people just decided to jump all over it. The only downside is that it was a Switch 2 digital game and a key card. That's the only things that I've heard that people kind of complain about because they want their physical media. With game cards being that, game has to be inserted, you know, for the.
I like the cartridges. Yes.
Yeah. So the game's not actually on the cartridge, but you still insert the game and download and play it like you would a normal game. But I mean, it's still the death of, physical game cartridge and what you purchase being on the cartridge itself. So if you can get past that and you have a Switch 2, the price point is justified, I would say, from length of game. Even though Royal beat the main campaign, which he told me in like 30 hours, it seems that, like, from what everyone's telling me as well, it'll go long beyond that. And I'm sure there'll be different DLCs. Wow. There's events and things that are going on right now. I believe there's like a Hop Up and Skip Loom event, and that'll keep the world kind of ever growing, ever changing. Hop Up, it's a grass flying type Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I haven't heard that right there. Yeah, Bear Fan says, I go into surgery next Wednesday on my back, so I will need some new stretches. Yes, I can get those stretches on video for you, Bear Fan. Appreciate you there. Season with extra salt. Oh, yes, always, every day. So, and to your point, Akido, IGN's Pokemon Pokopia review returned a 9 out of 10 score and dubbed the game as an enjoyable building town simulator that capitalizes on the charming personalities of its monsters in a way that appeals to both creative and collectors alike. So, wondering which Pokemon would you be able to live alongside is the question. Check out the list. They got all the Pokemon in Pokemon Pokopia. You take a tour. You things to do first in Pokopia. What's that? Have you played it? You haven't played it yet.
Barely, dude. I got a shovel or a Pokedex out of a wheelbarrow and turned the game off. Like it was I barely touched it. Steph's gotten further than I have.
Right.
I was gonna play it tonight. I was gonna play it last night, but
just didn't make it. Yeah. So you can find out those things, right? Check out the list of all the Pokemon in Pokopia. Take a look at things that to do first in Pokopia, and also guide to make the most of your first few days playing the game. To help get started, we also get a list of 17 things that Pokopia doesn't tell you. That's also something that you might want to find out, and also how to raise the environment level and how to raise Pokemon comfort level in the game. So that's things you can ask yourself, questions you can hit up, trying to figure out the gameplay, game flow of Pokemon Pokopia. All right, now heading over to the next story on the list here. We got Microsoft back in the news again. So Microsoft shows a sneak peek of the hardware following next-gen Project Helix console confirmation. So Microsoft has posted a set of sneak peek. Remember, we got GDC going in San Francisco right now. So the game developer conference is going on right now. I was there last year. I'm gonna probably make it an every other year thing because it's in between a lot of different travel stuff from Frosty for me and some other things that come up early March. So I'm gonna try to squeeze it in every other year, maybe. So right now, not there, but you got this going on there. Microsoft has posted a set of sneak peek photos showing off its work in progress hardware following last week's confirmation. It was building a Project Helix, its next gen PC and Xbox hybrid console. We've been hearing a lot about these hybrid consoles / PCs for about a month now. We had we talked about a streamer building one herself. Remember, she had a Nintendo, she had a PlayStation 5, she had an Xbox Series X, and she had a Switch along with a PC brain all into one console. So is this the future, guys? Chat, what you think? Akido, what you feel about? Like, I wouldn't mind it because then everything is in one spot.
Sony's not going to let that happen.
You're not traveling with that thing, no, but why not? Why Sony won't let this
because
happen?
They're already pulling some of there's the other article I sent as well, is that they're starting to not port their games over the exclusives over to PC specifically so that they won't be on Steam, specifically so that way you can't play it on the Xbox. They're still trying to maintain the console exclusivity of, unlike Xbox, who wants to share everything on everything. Nintendo they keep their exclusives, on their own platform. Like, it's immediately when you're thinking Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. Oh, I'm going to play that on Xbox. Forget about it. Not going to happen. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Nintendo will send their lawyers after you long before they ever think to port anything to another system. They keep their IP. For Microsoft, I think they're going more the route of Sega, and they're becoming more of a third-party developer. Now, I don't know if that's going to change
like Sega does today. Just make video games.
That could have changed because they just got new leadership.
Right.
So everyone's kind of up in the air.
With Microsoft.
With
Microsoft. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of out with the old, in with the new. So I don't know if that was the mindset of Sarah Bonnet and Phil Spencer, and that was their everything is an Xbox. From articles I've been reading saying that hurt the brand, and that Xbox players, including myself, feel like, all right, well, we have Game Pass, we have our day one exclusives, kind of, but like, what's the point if it's just going to go over to PlayStation anyway? Atomic and other
just
people
be
mainly play
crossplay
on PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's true. Some people prefer to have platinum trophies versus achievements, and like with the price of Game Pass going up, it's like, and then you get Fortnite crew with it. It's a dime a dozen. It's one of those things where gamers are looking to save money, especially because RAM's going up, game prices are expensive, subscription prices are expensive. It's hard to pay $300 a year, whatever it may be now, for Game Pass Ultimate, in addition to PlayStation Plus, and then we save some money here and there by splitting Nintendo Family membership 8 ways. That's $10 a person, 80 a year.
Yeah,
right. But I mean, that's
last night.
That's still like, and I'm doing school. I'm a parent. It's then you have your battle passes. Everybody, all these different companies are competing for your money. About Pokopia, cool, but what about Wingman Wednesday? What about Throwdown Third? What about the other games that I want to get in and play on as well? So it's one of those things where having just one central game system would be nice, but in reality, each one of these companies are still competing for your dollars
all the time.
It matters what your friends are playing, so the cross-play is important. But like Atomic and I were discussing yesterday, when you have your single player games, right? You have your Ghost of Tsushima, you have your God of War, you have your those single player games. Are you gonna what platform do I play those on? Or can I play those on?
Exactly.
Like Stellar Blade and Clair Obscur, and other games like that, they'll be on both, but the way the rights and stuff are, the way it used to be, you're only picking one or the other. If it was Halo, Gears of War, you're on Xbox. If it's God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us, Uncharted, Infamous, you're on PlayStation. Horizon Zero Dawn,
PlayStation. But it's gonna be interesting to where, like, when just hearing that a year ago, we heard that Xbox is gonna be on PS5. I was like, that's gonna be interesting. See how it plays, if the graphics are the same, if the mechanics are the same, or if the flow of the game, the artwork, the coding, and all that behind it comes. That's part of it as well. And as you see here, a trio of black and white photos were posted on social media this morning by Microsoft Office official game developer account, where they show the console shelled, labeled as XDK, the company's usual label for the Xbox developer kit, and early hardware prototype used by developers, which typically provides technical performance in the ballpark of the final console. So here's the first picture here. Obviously, that looks like the power button right there. Let me flip it on over. And this is part of the box, I think. And more box stuff here on this last one. Or that looks like where the CD goes. So it is capable of hard disk game play right there in the middle. So there is a rundown of some of those photos here. It says peer closer at the images. However, there is something familiar about the machine's design. It looks like an Xbox. It looks like an Xbox One from this angle right here. Or what can you...
I don't know if that's some of the photos from the prior dev kits or if that's from the new one.
I think this is from the new
That
one.
looks like the Project Scorpio one. If you look in the background, let me see if
no, it's the Helix. It's the Project Helix one. Yeah. So So yeah, it says, it says, and in particular, the XDK for Project Scorpio, the console now known as Xbox One. Today's photos show the machine is even a bit dusty, like it's been sat around since the days of Scorpio development and recently brought out of retirement. So there you go. It is Scorpio. I think that part, the last one was Scorpio right here. Right here, but this right here is the newer one.
Right, I see the XDK when I see what you're talking about. The SDK one does have a disk drive, so that's good that they're still doing physical media. I see the XDK. That's the dev kit. Well, it's one of those things where it's weird because they just pulled all the physical media dang near from every major retailer.
Yeah.
I hope they stick with physical. I think it would be in Microsoft's best interest to stick with physical. There are a lot of people that would be upset if you don't.
A lot.
But as Naughty was saying too,
this is one of them.
It's Microsoft, right? And I mean, they already have the PC market. Partnering with Steam's a no-brainer. It's not like they necessarily need a game system. And I mean, I think if you're thinking about it from a much broader aspect, get your mind out of the console, mindset. What physical media do you own when you're playing on Steam? I'll answer it for you. You don't.
It's just your controller or your mouse.
I mean, you have your controller.
That's it.
PC gamers have been doing, all digital for years, and you have your humble bundles and whatever else. People are still able to play the games at higher resolutions and frame rates and whatnot, and still be able to use a keyboard and mouse controller with crossplay as they please. From a business standpoint, from Microsoft's standpoint, I'm sure they're looking at it like, why do people care if they still have the disc if they're doing this on Steam and nobody else cares?
Right.
And I mean, that's where the line between console and PC get blurred. And DRM for digital rights management. So it's kind of like, how can Microsoft still keep the Xbox relevant when their console ports aren't exclusive only to the console, are going to their competitor systems, or will get ported to PC, which can be played on Steam anyway? It's weird.
Yeah. So it is what it is, and we're just going to be the spectator spectating. So if you see in the photo here, the Xbox Project Scorpio dev kit there in front, and others of the XDKS image of the other iterations of Xboxes. There's Xbox One. Here's the new XD or the Scorpio here. Then that looks like a 1 or a 2 back there, and then you have some fun ones. Familiar designs. That look like a 360 design right there. You see right here, Akido. This one right here.
Those look like that's what I was saying. I think some of those are the prior dev kits, the ones that the developers get when they're producing the games for the first party launches, and when they're making the games for the system, they get those dev kits. So that's kind of cool that we know what the new one, the XDK or Project Helix, looks like.
Yeah. So with that was asked, Microsoft was asked for more detail on what we're seeing here, but in the meantime, it is undoubtedly another signal from Xbox that is indeed thinking about its next gen console, as the new brand's new management looks like the ship following the departures of former Microsoft CEO Phil Spencer and Xbox President Sarah Bond. We saw that. We talked about that last week here on the podcast. So IGN has more. Well, you could go to IGN to get more information there, or tune in here to the podcast and we can read it out.
Yeah, we'll always keep you up to date. I try to stay on top of it.
Keep you up to date. Akido does a fantastic job of finding the quick hitting news bites. And on that note, we got another one coming up, and it's a fun one. Hold up. Did I get the right one? Nope. Wait a minute. Where's my man? Wait a minute. I'll pull it up.
Appreciate the follow, Raise the Dead, and then to everyone else who's followed during the stream. I posted the socials for the Discord multiple times. It is open invitation. We do things every single day to all the people who are watching. We're live like almost every single day.
Streaming games. Matchup, Wednesdays is the podcast. Yep.
Wingman Wednesdays tonight. Just join in the Discord. Throwdown Thursday, FPS Friday, Story Mode Saturday. We always have something going on. I've given shout outs to CowboyNati in chat. We have streamers who are part of our group that we play with daily. Atomic Bomb 1980, Tire Swap Genius,
Nixie.
Yep. Nixie.
We got a crew. All right, and to tickle my horror bone in my body, we got this Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival official developer diary. Origins of the video here. So if you are not seasoned like myself, you may not know much about Hellraiser, but I know a lot. I love it. It's one of those scary 80s movies, early 90s that took this dude here that's on the video you see right there in your screen, Pinhead, and made him a horror monster. So join Doug Bradley. He is the voice of Pinhead in the game, and the team at Cyber Interactive and Boss Team Games from a behind-the-scenes look into Clive Barker's revival. In this video for the upcoming survival horror action game, the team discusses the origins, story, and challenges in bringing the iconic universe to life in this video game. So Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and on Steam. So embark on a battle of survival against Hell's army with a terrifying new story in the Hellraiser universe. In Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival, descend into the darkest depths of the underworld to rescue your love from eternal realm of torment at the hands of a deprived Symbiobites. Face your deepest fears against hell's most deviant wretches, cultists, and cult creatures in the infernal powers of the Genesis configuration puzzle box and arsenal of earthy weapons. So I'm just running this video here. They got us all ready to go. Let's watch this thing. Yes, I'm 17. There we go.
You can walk because I'm not carrying you.
Oh, well, that's somebody. There you go. Commercial. Yeah. Can I fast forward that? Nope. I can't fast forward this commercial. There we go. Skip ad. Boom. Ooh! Shotgun to the face. Oh, dang. He just ripped his whole head off.
The first time I worked on the video game was 30 years ago this year.
That's
I
Clive.
spent a day in full makeup and costume. I did the day, and I never heard another word about it.
Pinhead.
30 years later, here we are.
Oh, that's the Pinhead right there. That's Pinhead. We got this game opening the box.
Our studio never had the opportunity to work on such a project that involves so much violence and explicit sexual content. On the other hand, also, we never had the opportunity to work on an IP as big as Hellraiser before.
Have you watched any of these?
To this specific IP,
because
no. Why would I do that?
Because you watch horror movies now.
No, I don't.
Yes,
and
you
there
do.
has never been a game
No, I
in this
don't.
universe
We watched horror
before,
movies when you were here. We played horror
That was
games.
October. It was like a one-time thing.
We're playing this. When this comes out, you know we're playing it.
It was important to me to kind of be the guy that
I know it ain't your favorite thing to do.
We had a lot of Hellraiser experts on the team who had read all the books, seen all the movies, read all the comics. You know, really dug
comic
deep
book.
and absorbed
I know it's
everything
movies.
there
The
was
movies
about
are.
this franchise.
Matter of fact, speaking of that, since I'm on the road,
like this smorgasbord,
we might be watching some
like
Hellraisers
existing
on
material that you can
whatever
draw
app
on
we can
to
find
tell a
them on.
story. I think
I got
in some way it can be a bit
VHS,
limiting,
or not
but it can
VHS,
also be a
DVD and
distraction from
Blu-ray.
what made the work
I got a
great
few
in
copies.
the first place.
If not,
like
Netflix,
Hellraiser
Prime,
1 and Hellraiser
Hulu,
2 and
somewhere they
Hellbound
have
Heart.
it. Universal, Peacock.
Those are the things
they're
that
there.
really resonated with people and that made them lifelong fans. And
I remember that ugly guy.
Those were the really special things. Everything else
I remember that.
was like
getting
something
jacked.
we could dip into if and where it was appropriate.
Open like that.
So the practical effects of the movies
I'm
were
super
sometimes
excited
hard
about
to
this game.
translate
What
because
the-
we
they didn't
are
give no
separated
release
by,
date.
I would say, decades
hope they don't.
between technologies, and they were
It says
limited
to
by
be
their
announced in
time. One of the things that
2026.
we
No
enjoyed
dates
making
yet,
were
but
the
it's
like
on
the
all
electrical effects when
platforms. So
Cenobites
people-
appear, like those
If you
static
love horror,
electricity
like
that
I love
appear
horror,
on
I
them when
grew up
they
watching it. I
pop
was
out.
indoctrinated at
Or,
age
for example,
3
the
or 4 years
costumes
old
the
watching
actors
Jason
actually wore. For
Voorhees
example,
and
Pinhead,
Friday the
he had
13th
like a
Part 2
latex
because my
mask.
brother and sisters
So
were
it
having
was
a
like
party and they threw
a challenge
my
to
young buck on the
determine
couch
what's
so I
actually
could stay out
Doug
of their
Bradley's
business.
face and what
And they
was like
turned
the
on Friday
makeup
the
and
13th, so
the
that's why I do
layers
what I
of
do.
silicone. So it was like
I
just
remember all
like
these
trying
faces.
to balance what was
Akido, you
their
don't get to
limitation,
remember all
what
these
we
faces
wanted
too.
to
I
achieve.
started watching Hellraiser
Obviously,
back in the late 80s,
it's a little
all
bit
through the
easier.
90s. And I think the latest
doing
one came out in like
Pinhead for a
2014,
video
2015
game.
or something.
because I get to
and they
stand
did a
in a
movie.
sound
They did a
booth
TV series
behind
too on it. So
a microphone without
let
having
me
to
be quiet.
spend
Let
4
Clive
hours in
talk for a little
makeup
bit.
first.
Or Pinhead. That's Pinhead right there.
Our
Talk for a
first
little bit.
priority was
Then we'll
to
jump
make
out
the
of here.
game to be Hellraiser, which meant that we need to be explicit, we needed to show violence, we needed to show sex. So all of these things needed to contribute to the game and to make it as true to the franchise as possible.
So the way that we started with the design process, for any game, there needs to be a pre-production stage where it is basically the ideation. So we needed to first come up with the ideas that would drive the vision of the game. And finding vision is kind of tricky.
You're going to survive it.
Especially when you're trying
I can
to
see the look
honor
on your face
what
right now. You'll be
has
okay.
already been left to you
Oh, he
from
just ripped out his spleen.
Clive Barker's stories. And Hellraiser is
still
not
alive?
the easiest game to make, I would say. But still, it does leave you some of the elements which are kind of a no-brainer, like the puzzle box. It's literally a puzzle box, which means that it can be gamified or interacted with in some way.
I'm looking at two different.
So the game mechanic
that we need in the game revival.
The IP
I can't wait for that drop, and I know that's probably dropping in November or late September.
So iconic
It'd be smarter for them to release it in October.
Yeah, October. I mean, late September, early most October. Any day in October, they're gonna release it on Halloween.
As we see in the second movie, it's
let's check
mentioned in the
so that was a good update
there have
on what's
always been
going
a
on
variety
in the
of
Hellraiser
configurations
universe.
that are present in Hellraiser
that as well. Oh my god, that is so fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and that's why I shared it to you. I did not watch the videos prior, and I probably won't watch it again. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you have that, man.
We all gonna be happy. We're all gonna be happy. On that note, let me sign into here real quick before I pull it up. Digital Divide Initiative is in full swing. If you do, it's doing something real weird. So just to help me out, if you do purchase your T-shirt from this link that's popping up on the screen here at the bottom,
I've got it in chat as well.
Oh, you got it in chat. When you purchase your T-shirt, make sure you join our Discord and put your address and your shirt size that you want, because for some reason in the Tiltify app, I think it's having a malfunction. It's not giving me all the information. It does give me your name. It does give me what you purchased, but it doesn't give me the T-shirt size or your address, which I asked for that in the form. But it's not doing that where for me on my end where I can find it, get your address, and then ship it to you. So if you please could join the Discord for Ahman Green TV and also drop your address and your size of your T-shirt in the chat for general or even private. You could just hit me DM. I'm in there. I'm Batman 30 Coach Green. Hit me up on there. That is the link or the QR code right by Akado's head. You can scan that, get yourself a T-shirt to help fundraise for the Digital Divide Initiative, where we'll be bringing esports rooms, esports programs, esports equipment, then teaching the kids everything else that you might learn from playing on a computer, kind of like my story, right? I learned how to play on a computer at 5, but then all of a sudden 4, I was into IT. I was turning on the PC. I was learning how to use a printer. I learned how to use a mouse. Then all this digital stuff that's going on now when I'm seasoned, I know what the hell I'm doing. Just saying. So click the link, read the story, get you a T-shirt, signed, sealed, delivered. You can either get this one like it is. You can get it signed as well. And that's the whole T-shirt. So you see it. Boom. Right there. Ahman Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher. So if you are a Packer fan, get a little piece of history right there and then donate to a good cause here on Ahman Green TV. So I appreciate y'all on that. Check out the links. You got QR codes. We got links. So ain't no way you cannot say you don't have enough information to what you want to find out or how you can donate to this cause. So I appreciate you all for that. And now we're going to head into, let me see, what's the next segment up here? After Digital Divide, we got another commercial for our friends at Devour Go. We'll be right here in we got Lucid Sound. 29 seconds. See you on a few. Love up your game with Lucid Sound, the next evolution in gaming audio. Whether you're Team Xbox or PlayStation, Lucid Sound has you covered with premium wireless headsets for Xbox Series X, S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, and PS4. Hear every step, every shot and every detail loud and clear. Comfort meets clarity. Game with lucid sound. All right, and before we jump on to that, this week in esports history, also the new website for the Ahman Green Foundation, the Ahman Green Foundation, new website is strictly up here. We're going to be growing it. This is where also we'll put the t-shirt drive information to sign up, and I will have this website where I could get the address, I could get the sizes, get shipped out this beautiful t-shirt to you. And we're going to be selling other apparel here coming real soon. I got an event in Minneapolis when I land on Thursday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, where I'm doing an autograph signing by a local vendor there who is friends of a friend, and he's going to take care of me. He's friends with my old equipment manager. Shout out to Red Batty. And Joel Weems and his team is going to be putting together some fun stuff. We're going to be signing autographs, selling these t-shirts. I'm bringing these t-shirts to the Collector Con in Eau Claire that I'm doing this weekend. So from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be at Collector Con selling these t-shirts, playing video games, y'all. So if y'all are in the Minneapolis area, the Eau Claire area, or even Wausau, Milwaukee's a little stretch, but if you're down, take your 3.5-hour drive up. I'll be in Eau Claire for Collector Con, selling these t-shirts, hanging out, playing video games, signing autographs, hanging out with Chuck Foreman, my college teammate's dad, who played for the Minnesota Vikings, is in the Ring of Honor. He is a NFL not Hall of Famer, great. He's an NFL great, NFL legend. He'll be here. But also check out my new website here. My daughter hooked me up as a birthday gift. Got some new looking website here. Look at that thing. Look at that. And then look at that face right there. Look at that face. It's kind of ugly though, but anyway. I'm just
get out of here.
But yeah, check out the Ahman Green Foundation website. We'll have other things coming. We'll have a store real soon, so you can see all the product we're selling for fundraising efforts to get stuff in, so we could put these gaming rooms. What's up, Elder Statesman? In elementary schools, in boys and girls clubs, in high schools across the nation. So me and Stay Plugged In, my partner, we're going to be pivoting a little bit, doing the same thing together, but just a little differently. So we'll putting out advertisement for that here in the next couple of weeks. I'm super excited about how we adjusted in this campaign for the Digital Vibe Initiative. So on that note here, we'll head over to this week in esports history. I'm trying to find the first one up. No, that's not it. Where did my StarCraft go? Or is it back here? I'll just find it here. I got it here. Boom, 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 boom. Videos. Gameplay. All right, give me a second. I'll have the first graphic up here in a second. Skip it. No, commercials. No, I don't want commercials. Skip it. Here we go. Share this page. First game is up. We got, let me get where I'm at. We got this week in esports heritage is March 9th through the 13th. So Monday through Friday is often defined as by the launch of major seasonal leagues and significant milestones. Actually, on Monday, the Global Gaming League had their first competition. So you could go on YouTube and watch the competition between Howie Mandel and his team, and Howie Mandel's team came away with the victory for the Global Gaming League, a league that I'm trying to be a part of as well. So you have
that's wild.
A launch of those milestone matches. And so in titles like League of Legends and StarCraft. And so this is a StarCraft game. Oh, right here. Sorry, it's already up. StarCraft game up. That is going on this week. So March 9th. So on Monday, Team Vitality exited StarCraft 2. The Team Vitality officially exited the StarCraft competitive scene, departing as the 6th most watched organization in discipline history. So in the StarCraft discipline, almost like a Kung Fu technique. I like that discipline. That means I got discipline in Tekken. I got a little discipline in Call of Duty. I got a little discipline in what else? Madden.
Elder asks, is that Howie Mandel is in like the comedian?
Yeah, the comedian. Yes, he has a GGL team. And so, and somebody you may know might have one. Just saying. Just saying. Somebody you know may have a GGL team. And I know who my first round draft pick going to be.
Oh, no, whoa. Wait a minute.
That means you're going to be traveling to Vegas a lot, homie. Get some dubs. They don't know games like we know games.
You mean Naughty?
I'm talking about the dude right sitting below me, and Naughty too. We'll bring I'll have a goon squad. They won't even know it. So
Naughty's my first round pick.
That went on Monday.
Dead serious.
Yeah, that StarCraft is going on Monday here as well. And then on to the next one here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a classic boogie here. Let me come out of there. We got Dark Souls. Wait a minute. Where is it? No, that's not. Oh, dang it. This is for something else. Where was I at? I had it all going. We have the next one is T1. Let me just take that off the screen. That's for another area. That was for the games of their history. So T1 versus Gen G rivalry back on March 9th, 2024. Major clash between powerhouse rivals T1 and Gen G in the LCK Spring 2024 season peak at 208.6 thousand English viewers, marking a high point for early season regional viewership. And then the Saudi E-League launched this year on March 9th as well. The Saudi E-Leagues in 2026. And this is all happening because in 2028, the Olympics will have esports in Los Angeles. So everybody's getting their teams together now. So the Saudi E-Leagues 2026 eventually launched with a multi-million-dollar prize pool and a new 4-tier competition structure. So I think I have a pretty good idea who's going to be dominating the esports competition come LA Olympics. All right, the PGL Counter-Strike funding went through, announced that allocation of $22 million for Counter-Strike esports for the 2027 to 2028 seasons, including significant team incentives as well. And then over in GDC, that is this whole week, March 9th to the 13th in San Francisco, it's going to be featuring major esports related industry discussions and Xbox exhibit of 25 years of gaming, gaming history. All right. And a few little notes there. Let's go one more time. Back in the day, not too long ago, Rocket League semifinals, March 9th, 2023, the first ever in person of the MEAC Esports, which is the HBCU league held in Rocket League semifinals and championship rounds in conjunction with the MEAC basketball tournament there. So I think I have that. Where is that at? I have that up here somewhere. Maybe I don't. And that's all right. I got other stuff. Let me see. Do I have it? Nope. I must have got turned off. I'm not going to worry about it. We're good. All right. We're headed over, and that was the esports history of the week. All right. Fun this up. Head to another commercial. We'll be right back. It will be Devour Go. Talk to our friends at Devour Go. Get gilded up and all that. And free food delivered to you while you're gaming. That's what you could do. Sign up. Please sign up. While you game, Devour Go delivers more than just food. It is the next-gen commerce platform bringing seamless ordering into the heart of gaming and entertainment. Skip the app hopping from your computer to the kitchen. Devour Go makes it easy to fuel up without missing a moment. Game on, eat up, Devour Go. All right, we're up, and we have, where are we at here? We got this or that coming right at you here.
This or that.
All right, we have the humor and personality edition. You got your water. That's your water bottle, Echo. That's what you're showing us.
Oh,
you're on mute. You're on mute.
My trio water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Messing it up.
Gotcha. So on the list, we got the humor and personality edition of this or that. All right.
What?
Yeah, we see. I know you got personality. I ain't got you got that down. The first one up to deck is when you reply, do you actually type in LOL or do you actually laugh at the funny thing that you just read in your text messages? I laugh and then type in LOL.
I chuckle. It's one of those things where I think LTMQ was a laugh to myself quietly. That used to be one.
I've always wondered what that meant. I did not know it meant all that. See, that's where I'm seasoned, and I don't just write it out, man. Just write it out. It's too many letters put together when it's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, and Z. Now I know I forgot about 2 letters in there. So there you go. If it ain't those letters put together, just write it out for me. Help a brother out. So I do like doing LOL, but now when you type on your iPhone, you do LOL and then it gives you the smiley face. And I'm like, I do the smiley face. So that wasn't an option.
Naughty always sends these smiley faces with cowboy hats and stuff.
Yeah, because he's Cowboy Naughty. He's living within his brand. He is living within the brand. That's what he's doing. I love it. He's staying there. Hustling
he
the
does
brand.
live in this brand. He's got the brand down pat.
He got his brand down pat for sure. All right, next one on the list. What you rolling with? You said actually laugh and chuckle, and I said LOL.
I'll type in LOL. I might chuckle a little bit.
What about you, chat? What about the chat? He says now he says LOL for him. All right, next word here. Awkward silence or oversharing? I'll probably do awkward silence. Easy.
I easily always overshare. I overshare everything.
Yeah. You know you do, huh?
Shamelessly so.
Shamelessly overshares.
Yeah.
No, I will do the awkward silence. I know I got that mastered. It's not even awkward to me anymore. I just kind of like. Yeah, you know, you see, it's not hard at all. So it's not even awkward.
I think it was just yesterday. I was at school. I'm like, bro, this Qdoba ain't sitting right with me. I just look people dead in the face. I'm just like, I ain't feeling so good.
Just tell me this. You made it to the bathroom, right? You made it to the
It
bathroom.
wasn't even like, yeah. I mean, I made it. I was like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I gotta go, fam. Like, I want to talk with you, but I'm not gonna just sit here awkwardly and like not.
Yeah, my stomach is upset. I'm not in the conversational mood.
I'm like, Qdoba.
Peace.
And just leave.
What about you, Kat? Are you awkward silence or oversharing? Anybody on LinkedIn, YouTube, here on Twitch and on X, where you at? As you put your answers in the chat, I will throw up the next one here. One great joke forever or perfect timing always. I'm not good at perfect timing. Maybe I got a good joke every blue moon. I come on, I could hit somebody with. I say I could do that.
By perfect timing, what do you mean, like comeback?
Yeah. Clever.
You're pretty snappy with them though. When we're gaming,
when I'm in the groove, like I get in my groove in gaming, I kind of hit it. Yep. Especially with the movie, because I'm a movie guy. All the movie references kind of flood in my head while I'm gaming, so it kind of just pop out. One great joke. I would say, you know what? Perfect timing always for me. I'll switch that. Perfect timing.
I'd always rather have a good comeback or a good follow up to something else that somebody else is doing than just, like one joke, man. I'm like,
yeah,
mix it up.
Yeah, I say I have my perfect time when I'm in game, and I say when I'm in a good mood, if I've seen a good movie or something, then I got the good ones. They just flow out. But then other than that, I'm just chilling, observing, like I mentioned earlier. All right, next one on the list, chat and Akido. This looks familiar.
Don't look at me. Leave me. I do both.
Thinking or winging it. I'll definitely wing it. I know how to wing a panel discussion. If I gotta talk say last minute, say, hey man, I need you to talk to 500 business people. Oh, I got you. No script. I don't need nothing. I'm gonna knock it out. So winging it. That's one way.
It's contextual. Like it's one of those things where I feel like I can lock in and wing it when need be. If you get me on a roll on something, if it's something that I'm passionate about, you don't even have to forget it. There's no overthinking. I'll just wing it. But if it's something where it's like we have to do this like complex thing, if we're playing a game, I try to overthink the whole thing. I'm like, all right, we've been doing the same thing, trying to just wing it, and it hasn't worked the first 20 times.
That we're winging it. Is this we have to maybe lay out a soft plan. Not overthink it though.
That last capture the flag game where everyone had the grappling hooks and everything, and there was a car.
Oh, on Halo, on that bridge.
Oh my
on the
gosh,
bridge.
on the bridge, dude.
That was Husky Raid style. That was Husky Raid style. Yeah.
You needed. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those situations you have to like stop. How are we grappling? How are we doing this? Because just winging it was not. There was just death everywhere.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
bad.
It was rough. Let's see here. Oh, there's the StarCraft stuff I was looking for. RPG. All right, next one on the list. We got a couple more. We got. Oh, this is the last one. Group chat MVP. Group chat MVP. Or quiet. I'm quiet observer.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Like you're like the most outspoken person in the group chat.
Yeah, I'm a observer.
No, I'm the group chat MVP. No, I gotta, I'm a chime in on every single thing.
You dominate
the whole conversation. It's an amazing thing I can even shut up as much as I do on this podcast. But
oh my goodness, that's funny. Let's see here. So yeah, that is me. I'm trying to line these things up. Do we got this on here? What's over here? Toxic Avenger. All right, just getting some setup here. All right, next one up to the this week in video game history. All right, I'm just looking at some of the artwork I got put up here. Let's see here. What is this? Is this start? We got some fun week of games here. We got Dark Souls. It's right here. Or not Dark. Is this Dark Souls? Yeah, this is Dark Souls. Yeah, it's Dark Souls. And it totally takes the heart away, right? Dark Souls was one of those games. I played it. I don't know about one or two. They did 3 of them, didn't they? And I think
they got 3 Dark Souls.
Yeah, it was part 2, man. So this is the sequel to the cult hit Dark Souls 1. Arrived on PS3 and Xbox 360. Was total hell because it was so hard to beat the final bosses in the game. It was like, come on, man. I mean, it was the hardest of the hard. Your armor didn't do nothing. I have the game on, I think, 360, and it's still back there. It might be packed up somewhere. And I was like, forget about it. Forget about it. What's up? Bagaba? How you say that? The fidget spinner. Oh, yeah, you got it going. Of course, yeah, Akado has that going. So that is Dark Souls came out way back. Is that how you say his name?
It looks like it to me.
Aboba
Goba.
I'm gonna stop saying it. So that came out March 11th, 2014. All right.
I played this for a little bit, but I was dumb. And I was in college, and I remember this specifically because I never touched it again. I hit the first NPC in the game because I was being an idiot, and it was like, "Oh, cool!" He's just sitting down by the campfire at the very beginning of the game, right. And I hit the NPC, and he's like, "Ow, stop! That hurts! Don't do that!" I was like, "Haha, that's funny." And then I hit him again.
Leave me alone.
He proceeded to chase me for 20 minutes and hunt down and kill me even after death.
Was it NPC? So it was an NPC?
Yeah, just a regular dude.
And he's about that life. You pissed him off.
I pissed him off, and he just kept killing me over and over again. So I just kind of like ejected the game and then didn't go back.
Right? How can you fight against that? These big old stone knights, and you got nothing on.
That's how those. Ask Atomic and
he played it.
McLeod. That's all they play are these are Souls likes. You have Demon Souls. Elden Ring is like this. People they're about that life. You want to see some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
let me solo her for the guy who's helped however many people did. I forget her name. It starts with an M. At the ending boss for
I don't know. Don't
Elden Ring.
I dropped the game. Like after I got stuck for 2-3 hours on a certain end boss, I was like out. Just like Naughty, I died twice, never played again. Kick rocks. Another game that came out
Milena.
Go back. So that was 2014, Dark Souls. Let's go back to a little further, 7 years before that, 2007. We got my man Kratos, God of War 2. Kratos' second major outing launched on the PlayStation 2 in North America, pushing the console's hardware to its absolute limits. So this was also a Santa Monica studio production of a game. And yes, so this was the game, Akido, when I retired. So the month I retired from the NFL. It wasn't the official month, but I wasn't playing for the 2009 season until I got picked up by the Packers. So I had no training camp, September, October, November, and I started playing. I don't know when I started playing this game, God of War 2. But I had it and I started playing, and I got the collector's edition too. So I went through a Saturday. If I had Twitch, if I was streaming then, I would have streamed. I streamed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I played God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, all in 3 days and beat them all. That would have been at least a 30-hour stream, and I think that's what Atomic has done. So I did that. I went to that life playing that. It was so fun.
My first one was God of War 3.
Yeah, my first one was God of War 1, and I went right down the line. God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, knocked them all out in a weekend. I was like, yes, sir. I'm about that life. Next one on the list here that came, one of your favorite Akido favorite here. A little boy. Final Fantasy going on. It's Final Fantasy X2 came out in 2003, March 13th, 2003. The first direct sequel of the Final Fantasy series launched over in Japan. So you have reminiscences of this?
Yeah. Well, this is Final Fantasy X.
You recognized it right away too.
That's this is the first one, not 10-2, but that's Yuna and Titus and Lulu and Waka and. Yeah, I never finished Final Fantasy X because I got stuck as a kid.
It's 10. I'm sorry, 10. What's the 2 then?
No, you're good. It's 10. It's 10-2.
Oh, 10-2.
It's literally, yeah.
Gotcha.
And Aura, but like this game, when it came out, like the cutscenes for this game, it's a great game. It's a great story. It's just one of those things where young Akido, who didn't understand what save points meant because he was too hyper fixated on getting to the next level of the game.
You wouldn't save?
Well, I saved, but the problem is I saved to a point where you can't go back and grind. So if you're not at the right level, you can't get off the airship because you can't beat the boss because you didn't have a save point to where if you got stuck before that. I didn't know I couldn't go back after I got on the ship, whatever.
Hey, no one is half the battle.
3 warnings saying that you can't go back. And I probably should have saved beforehand. I don't remember how old was I? 2004, maybe 16, 14, 15-year-old Akido?
No one is half the battle. G.I. Joe, American hero.
G.I. Joe is there.
We have JJ, the J, says, oh my God, I just got on Twitch and this was on my feed. The best FF ever. It took me like 20 years to beat it. It came out when I was in 5th grade. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So he was in 5th grade. JJ was in 5th grade for you, Naughty.
If this is 2004 minus 1993.
What is going on the screen here?
I was 11. Oh no.
You were 11? My man was in the 5th grade, so that means he was around 11.
Yeah.
He was around 11 too. Shout out to JJ in the chat.
The hard part was I didn't understand how the perk tree, like the skill tree, because it was so wild, dude. With all the little the grid that you had to do for the people. I still don't understand that. I have the HD remaster on PlayStation. I need to go back. I think I was gonna go back at one point in time.
All right, this is another fun game coming at you. We got Nioh 2 came out in 2020. Team Ninja Samurai Souls-like sequel. Launched worldwide.
I just bought this game again recently.
You did? I never.
I bought the Master Collection for $20.
How is it? So you're another knight. Looks like
it's Team Ninja. Same people who do Ninja Gaiden.
Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Oh, okay.
Ninja Gaiden. Team Ninja. They also do Dead or Alive.
Oh, the fighting game.
Yeah, this is all their Team Ninja's great.
And JJ says that was back in the day when we had to call the tip line in the back of the game manual for game tips. Oh wow, that's I was the first generation
strategy guide. I had the strategy guide.
I had the Nintendo strategy guide back in the 80s. What did y'all have in the early 2000s? What was it called?
They had Bradley Games had one. They had the oh my gosh. They had one of them, and I remember it was so cool later on because you got the PDF version if you bought the strategy guide and you made an account. Was that Bradley Games? I know Kingdom Hearts 2 had a thick one.
Yeah,
with 3 cities. Kingdom Hearts 2, oh my gosh.
Between the end of the year, from now to the end of the year, we're going to set up a stream day. I want you to introduce me to Final Fantasy, and I want to play that.
Oh, boy.
Let me get done with Hogwarts, and then let me get done with Super Mario Galaxy, and then whenever you feel open to AMI.
It's going to be a whole debate.
This is where you start.
You'll have to take a poll. You'll have to take a poll in Discord because everyone's biased as to which Final Fantasy you should start with.
Know that.
Well, I'm saying everybody else that's going to recommend you one is biased to which one they're going to say. Because each one of them plays differently and each one of them has a different storyline. For example, my bias would be Final Fantasy VII because that's my personal favorite, but other people might argue that you might want to start with like 9. I know that 9 is Atomic's favorite, like Meteor Gun, his favorite, I believe, is 13. And each of those games have different fighting and turn-based mechanics and stuff completely than the next one for the most part in the later Final Fantasies. So we'll have to have a conversation about that. That's a whole can of worms.
All right. And then another funny but goody one there, Mario RPG for Mario Day. It was also this week there, coming out way back in, what was this, like 20? RPG. Oh, 20, I'm sorry, 1996, released in Japan on Super Famicom. Is Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the 7 Stars. Old classic game.
I bought this one recently too, the Switch variant. I got it at Walmart for like $20. It's still sealed in my basement.
Nice. Super Mario RPG, 1996.
I was 3 years old, man.
You was 3. You wasn't even thinking about this game.
I might have been. As a little tiny Alan.
A little tiny.
Get some chalky milk.
I like it. And then another fun game
Let's
here. We got Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
We were just talking about this yesterday.
2008. Yes, indeed. Well, not me. Y'all did it an after party chat in the Discord.
Well, me and Steph we were listening to the theme. Like literally, we were just sitting in bed listening to the theme for Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Nice.
How much of a masterpiece the whole choir orchestrated theme for Brawl had.
It's pinwheeling now on me. Sorry about that.
No business being that good. 0. It was like a whole.
Well, when you get all those cast of characters, it's gonna be decent. It's gonna be good. You got everybody's IP that Nintendo owns in the game,
and some other ones. This was the first one where Sonic was in there. Sonic made his debut in Brawl.
Okay, I didn't know when he came in. Okay, we can't see it. It's just pinwheeling. Sorry about that, everyone.
Shame.
Right. Oh, there we go. There it is. Right when I said something. There you go. It wants to work. Super Mario Brawl. I might have to try this out. Yep, the sword fighters are always a problem. The ones wielding the sword. Good old fashioned action. Who was your main on here?
Pikachu. And I played around with Meta Knight.
Oh yeah, you know what? I like Meta Knight on the recent Smash.
But Pikachu was my main, Pikachu and Meta Knight. I had tried Fox for a little bit.
Now, did they have a mini DLC characters on this, or this was just a set roster you had to unlock?
No. There were no DLC characters in Brawl. Whatever came on the disc was on the disc.
Okay.
DLC characters didn't start coming out till Smash Bros for 3DS and Wii U. And then obviously everything was thrown into Ultimate, but Ultimate still I don't think Ultimate didn't have DLC. I don't think.
Oh, this is tennis. What? Let me go back.
I'll double check that. Maybe my mind escapes me.
So So there you go.
No, they did. I'm dumb. I'm super dumb. Of course they did. They had all the other amiibos. Sora, and all the other ones are paid DLC. That roster was so big.
There you go. So this game launched in North America on the Wii in 2008, introducing third-party characters Solid Snake and Soldier Snake. Oh no, Solid Snake and Sonic the Hedgehog here.
Yep.
All right.
The art style was so different back then too.
And then another military-esque
Ganon was a problem in that game.
So you had on Konami, Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes. The Silicon Knights developed remake of the original Metal Gear Solid arrived on GameCube here in North America in 2004. What's that? I was 25. I think I was 25. I was 26. 2004. I was 26. There you go. Hideo Kojima. He does a lot. He does a lot for Nintendo, right? He works for Nintendo, doesn't he?
Hideo Kojima is like an independent person who's under like
everybody, right?
Well, Metal Gear Solid was on PlayStation, obviously for the longest time, but I think
I've seen his name a lot. I see his name all the time, dude.
But he was on Nintendo as well. I think the original
DLC. Oh, that's you. Oh,
that's me.
So we're headed right down the lines there of the games. Video game history. We got one more drop here in a few. Here, last one here in the middle. We got Video Game History Foundation. There is a foundation for it. And this week they're at GDC. So the Video Game History Foundation is back this year's GDC while we aren't doing pop-up museums in the expo hall. This year we'll be around the festival. It's all starting on Monday, March 9th, going to Friday, March 10th or March 13th. Every day they're doing something for the Video Game History Foundation. I always think
video game museums are so cool.
Yeah, they got one up in Dallas. They got an esports museum up in the Dallas area. So there you go. GDC got the Video Game Foundation hosting its panels like What's New in Gaming History 2026 and the digital archive demos at the Game Developers Conference. You got a Steam Tower Defense Feast running through March 16th. This festival features discounts and showcases for strategy and tower defense in some games. So there you go. The Video Game History Foundation, man, that's all cool right there, man. Oh, cool right there. Where we're headed at to the daily highlights. Oh yeah, those are some of the highlights running on the screen. And we're about to get to the games of the week. So there were all the other games that I had and didn't finish. But now we're off to one of my favorite segments on here.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, game releases of the week. We got some fun games here at the top of the screen. You can read it. We got Unleashed MAR. It is a nice horror game. I love this so much. Thank you, Akira, for finding this game. And it is.
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah." I'm gonna just turn up the volume just a tad.
What game release are you talking about? Oh.
You begin to recover.
No, we got Unsealed. The MAR came out March 10th. That was yesterday. It's on all platforms: PS5, Xbox, and PC. It says, "Get a closer look at Unleashed the MAR in this latest trailer of the upcoming first-person psychological horror game where you play as Vera, trapped in a nightmare tied to her family's tragic past. In Unsealed the MAR, find and destroy cursed objects and restore lost memories to unlock sealed doors, reveal hidden areas, and survive challenging, terrifying encounters." So Unsealed the MAR came out yesterday on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So yeah. Oh, look at that thing. Oh, look at that monster.
Feel the MAR is intentionally challenging.
You hear that little?
Expect you to learn Adapt
you gotta read this as I would.
carefully rather than rely on tutorials or
Little
markers.
creepy house.
The game is
You
divided
got
into
creatures
chapters
following that walking backwards shouldn't be walking backwards.
backwards.
Oh, that little bear just
Well,
disappeared.
in the horror. If you enjoy psychological horror, that
It is
requires
psychological
attention and
horror.
patience, Unseen Vision is an
Yeah, you want that in your life. I told you,
Absolutely
we
not.
got some
Why would I
games.
want that? Mm-mm.
We got some games
No.
for Halloween. We got Hellraiser Revival. We got this, and then we got another one. This one's gonna be the next one. I think is gonna be fun. It won't be as diabolically messing you up or anything like that, but it's gonna be fun. And it is John Carpenter's Toxic Commando comes out tomorrow on PS5, Xbox, and PC. So you get all your pre-orders in now. It is built by Cyber Interactive and Focus Entertainment. Premiere a gameplay overview trailer from the 80s action horror inspired by a movie inspired by the game John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, zombie addicts and fans of the 80s silly, gory horror, action horror can finally gear up ahead of the game coming out tomorrow. So in this game, it's in the near future, an experimental attempt to harness the power of the Earth's core is terrifying disaster. The release of the sludge god, the Eldritch abomination, begins terraforming the area, turning soil to scum and living to undead monsters. However, the genius behind the experiment has a plan to make things right. All he needs is a team of compliant, highly trained mercenaries to get the job done. Unfortunately, those are too expensive, which is why he's hired the Toxic Commandos. Because he's broke. He ain't got no money. So there you go. You're gonna hire some Toxic Commandos.
It looks fun.
So fun, not as horrifying game. It's kind of like a little bit of Dead Rising, right? And you could use these vehicles and you can just walk through the zombies. Don't get stuck in the mud.
Your vehicle gets stuck, I guess. Dang.
Don't get stuck in the mud. Because they're gonna be on you like hotcakes, and it's gonna be over real fast. Zombies hoarding a stuck car. Nah, you're gonna be done. It's gonna be the worst experience of your life. All right. Here, that is the games of the week. We got Toxic Commando, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, and the Unleash the MAR. Check it out.
That's a lot of zombies.
Yep, and a lot of creatures too, not just zombies. You got you had the tentacles in the background. That you got. What the hell is that? And that those are zombies. You got a samurai sword. Is that a sword or a bat? Oh, that's a.
It looks like a machete of some.
No, that's a ball. That's a crank. Not a crank. Not a ball.
Crowbar.
Crowbar. That's what I was trying to say. Crowbar. I'm seasoned. I need a nap.
Steph was trying to take a nap.
On that note, so that is the fun game releases of the week. Now we're heading down to what's on stream. Hold up, let me get this off the screen here. We headed to what's on stream, y'all. Second to last.
Row your boat gently up the. Sorry, excuse me. It's time for what's on stream.
So, Akido, I know you didn't get to watch it this weekend because you were busy. So, I'm not gonna bother you. You good? You was all good, baby. But I'm still talk about it. Got to. It's our job.
I don't even need to know what happens, man. It's probably gonna be Finn did something. I hope they didn't kiss. I hope he kind of just gets written off the show. But I mean,
you call it Finn Maximus.
That's what I said, Finn.
In this episode, it is called The Radio, Season 1, Episode 7 of Fallout. So Episode 7 begins tightening the storylines across the wastelands and the vaults as secrets, betrayals, and revelations start surfacing all at once. So let me pause it right here. Let me get caught up. So this episode deepens the mystery surrounding Vault Tech while placing several characters in situations that will shape the end game of this season. So let me bring it back a little bit right there and then start it. So Lucy's attempt on to help people in Vault 4 backfires when she's accused of violating the rules of accessing level 12 when she tried to climb. I don't know if you saw it, where she's trying to climb up the ladder to get to something that she wasn't supposed to go to. It was a forbidden section of the vault. The residents believe she has crossed a dangerous line and prepared to expel her from the vault. That means kick her butt out. She's deuces. So this moment shows Lucy's continued struggle between doing what she believes is right and then navigating the rigid rules and paranoia that is governed by these vault communities, because they don't really know why they're down there, right? So that is the problem. Her curiosity and compassion keeps pushing her forward, but those same traits consistently put her in danger at the same time. And if you see here, this is where Walter Goggins' character, the ghoul, where he is being told by the lady here to spy on his wife because she works for Vault Tech. And we all know Vault Tech is just like the umbrella company. They're up to no good. So in Vault 4, we'll get to that in a second. So in Vault 4, it reveals itself as a yet another environment shaped by secrecy, where leadership decisions and hidden information determine the fate of everyone inside the vault. There's a commercial here. Let me get past the commercial. All right. And then we got Thaddeus, who is also with Maximus and has the clean energy. And he's also becoming a ghoul, but he don't know it yet. He's about to find out, though. But Thaddeus is still recovering from his foot injury, discovers a possible situation, a solution to his problem when situation highlights the harsh realities of survival in the wasteland, where even minor injuries can become life-threatening. Yeah, you almost got your ankle cut off, and if you don't have band-aids for that, then there ain't gonna be no band-aid that can repair that, homie. So he searches for a healing, becomes more of a turning point in his character arc, which begins as a desperation gradually turns into determination as he realizes he must rely on his own resources to survive. So there is Thaddeus right there, because he is about to be a ghoul but don't even know it. He is messed up here. All right. And then as we get to Norm, so this is the snake salesman that sells him the drugs that are the serum that eventually turns him into a ghoul. That he thought it was going to be something that's going to help him, but actually it doesn't. And now he's decaying on the inside out and doesn't even realize it. So that's how that's going for my man Thaddeus there. And then Norm, he goes a little deeper into the vault system. So that's coming up here in the scene coming up in about another minute or two. We got background underground. So we're back underground. Norm continues his quiet but dangerous investigation into the truth behind the vault system. So in this episode, he manages to infiltrate Vault 31, which appears to be connected to a deeper secrets of Vault network. And we'll see that here in a few minutes. And so what Norm discovers raises more questions about Vault Tech's true intentions of what they're doing to the Vault dwellers. And so the vaults may not simply be shelters designed to save humanity. They may be part of a larger experiment, which it has always been said it is an experiment. All right. Norm's storyline continues to reveal that the real danger might not be the wasteland above, but the secrets buried beneath the ground. And this is where Maximus is talking to the leaders of Vault, I believe 33 here, trying to figure out what they should do with Kate, because Kate has been up to no good. She has gotten, this is where she got herself in a little bit of trouble in Vault 4, and she was trying to go to the forbidden section. So the residents believe she has crossed dangerous lines. So that's why I hit that a little bit earlier in the video here. And then coming up is Maldivers and Howard's past. That part comes up. So the ghoul, again, having a spy on his wife because his wife works for Voltec, and we already know Voltec is up to no good. So he's realizing that what he's finding is truthful about his wife and what Voltec is actually doing before and after the bombs will be hidden. You know, when you go back the 290 years future or past when all this went down, right? It was a lot going on, a lot of secrecy and stuff like that. So one of the most intriguing parts of this episode focused on Multivers and Howard the Ghoul through flashbacks of conversations tied to the past of when he started with the bug, spying on his wife and this, that, and the other. So that part right there is where we don't know who to trust, and it doesn't look good. And then you got Maximus and, what's her name? Katie. Their boy, they like each other. There you go. You give him that picture right there. See, they're looking into each other's eyes. You just you do, Akido.
I need to hurry up and do what he need to do, and she need to move on.
Yeah, they've done it a couple times already.
Done what?
They done what they do. So
no,
yeah, they already have. So quick breakdown of this episode. Themes are secrets and hidden truths everywhere. The consequences of curiosity. Basically, curiosity killed the cat. Survival and adaptation for Kate and Maximus and Thaddeus is in this world. That's what you got to do. You got to fall out on top. You got conspiracy theories and experiments going down below in the freaking vaults. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who to trust. So you survive and adapt. And then trust and also betrayal is going on all at the same time. So across all these storylines, characters are discovering that the systems meant to protect them are built on layers of all lies and deceptions so far. So that is going to wrap up the final, I don't say the final, episode 7, but the final take in this episode, which is called The Radio. It proves that in Fallout, knowledge is the most dangerous weapon of all. As Lucy faces exile, Norm uncovers deeper conspiracy, and Howard confronts painful truth about his past that, his wife was a part of basically the destruction of the earth, the A-bombs dropping on California and all across the United States and the world. So it becomes clear that the answers everyone searching for are buried within the vaults themselves. So going down below into the vaults is where you're going to find those answers for whatever's going on above ground. You think there, Akido?
My mind is just blown that Weenie Hut Jr. Maximus is.
Yeah, they've been done it 2 or 3 times, bro.
No, show's done for me then.
And this is where Thaddeus starts to decay. He gets hit in the neck, and he's not all there. He doesn't realize he's a ghoul yet. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So yeah, you want to catch up? I'm on episode 7. I've watched all season 1 and 2. So this is just season 1. So wrap up season 1, finish episode 7. I think it's one more episode, and that's the season finale for.
Look at him. He looked like he got that Finn look in his eye. Man, you look just like him.
Yeah, so head over to Prime Video. Check out Fallout. It's good. Walter Goggins is a fantastic actor, and all the other actors, the guys that plays Thaddeus or Maximus, Thaddeus, and Lucy, all fantastic job of acting. Good writing.
He plays a weenie very well.
And the last the last segment of today's show is Ahman Green's Gamers Tip of the Week. Nakato gave your health tip of the week? Is that what you did earlier?
I guess take your meds on time. That one goes out to all the seasoned people out there.
Yeah.
I don't care if you guys have to put it in your pudding, if you guys have to mark it in your calendar.
Put it in your tapioca. That's what you gotta do. Put it in your tapioca. All right, Gamers Tip of the Week is still in the fighting games area. And this one I really like. It's use the training mode properly. And so as the season says at the top of the screen, don't just do freestyle. Set your goals in practice. So practice one combo, get it down before you move on to the next combo. Practice the anti-air attack. So if somebody jumps in on top of you, how to battle that off, because you're going to punish them a lot more easier when you know what you're doing and how to attack an anti-air combat.
Yeah.
Practice punishes versus specific moves. So like that anti-air comment I just made, know how to punish somebody that's coming down from the top rope, and you already see it coming 100 miles away, you better give him the business. Take 50 health meters or points away. Don't let them just continue to get away with it. Punish them. So focus 10 focus minutes more versus an hour of random play. That is how powerful 10 minutes can be. So if you really focus on it, it could be just 10 minutes of this and not a whole hour of just you button mashing and not trying to really learn the buttons, learn the ground, the ground attacks, the anti-airs, leg sweeps, grappling, the punishments that you can have to the counters of certain moves. You got to know. You can learn it real fast. You just got to be focused in it. Like I said, it's at the start, 10 focus minutes versus a whole hour of random gameplay. So that is the gamer tip of the week. Use the training mode. Don't just freestyle. Set your goals. Practice one combo and then move on. Practice the anti-air attacks and make sure you got them perfected. Practice punishments versus specific moves. Those punishments usually gather more points when you do it. You get the counter punish in at 50 meters off the thing. I just said that. And then 10 focus minutes again versus an hour of random gameplay. All right. So we're at the end of the show. We wrapped that thing up. Pretty good show. Thank you to Ben and Bev from Hope for the Day to come on. We're going to get more information about that in the chat, on the Twitch channel, in the Discord, everywhere you look at my Discord and NILTV Esports, you're going to see something about Hope for Day. So you can have that information out there if you ever need it. You may need it. You may not know now. But later on, somewhere in life, you might hit a bump in the road, and then you got to have that conversation with yourself of finding help that you need. And you may not want to ask for it, but you need it. All right? Because I know last night we had a fun round of non-mental health issues of playing Mario games for 5 hours. It was so awesome. I literally felt like I was 10 years old again. It was amazing. We started with Mario Galaxy. And then we end up playing
Super Mario 3D World.
3D World with the crew, me, Akido, Atomic, and what was the new gentleman's name?
That was Joe. That was a Creature of War, I believe.
Creature of War, Joe jumped in with us and was having a blast. We got to do that again. And I've designated, we could try it out. You see that we could test it. That the 10th, since Mario Day was the 10th, so I'll say the 10th of every month, that we play a Mario game, or we do something Mario-esque. We pick a game, we vote on it, and we play it together as a group or against each other. If it's tennis, if it's Mario Party, if it's Mario Kart, whatever one's won. If we got it, I got to get the expansion on that account so I can get the other Mario 64. And that one plays rough. Oof, that one, the graphics, the gameplay is rough. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's rough. You got to adjust to that.
Yeah, because it's meant for like a Wii remote. It's a little goofy on the Switch.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. So that's why I say the 10th of every month. Well, next month is my daughter's birthday, so we'll see.
It's a little weird. I just looked ahead for the next couple of months on the 10th. Some of them are on a Sunday. Some of them are on a Friday. One of them's on a Monday.
Exactly. So with that, we'll find, we'll play it by ear when the 10th comes up.
Either way, we'll just make sure we play more often in general.
Yeah, and I looked up. I tried to find out Legend of Zelda. So Legend of Zelda already happened. So February 21st. So we can do the 21st of every month where we play a Legend of Zelda game. And then I did some research. August 6th is Metroid 30th or 40th anniversary coming up this summer. So on every 6th day of the month, we could play a Metroid game. I don't know, just a thought. Let's bounce it around with the crowd, with the chat in tonight's stream too on Wingman Wednesday. We'll bounce it around at that too. All right, so we'll be back on for Wingman Wednesday. I think we'll do is 4:30 now. So looking at I think I'll do 6 to 8. Yeah, we'll jump on some Halo Infinite. All right. If you're about that Halo Infinite life, you better download it, update it, get it ready to lock and load. We're going to have some fun. But for the Gamers Lounge, thank you for jumping in and tuning in to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. That's me, along with my good friend Akido Chinaru. Where gaming and sports collide. We could have talked football. We did. We talked a little bit football. We hope you enjoyed the show and got your dose of gaming goodness, yummy, insightful conversation, which we did. Be sure to follow us on all the socials that we have. We have not only Ahman Green TV and Ahman Green 30 and Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. We got NIL TV Esports on Twitch, on TikTok, on X, and on Facebook. Or not Facebook. Instagram, IG, TikTok, X, and YouTube. So there you go. Go through all those socials. Follow, subscribe, retweet, share, all that stuff we do on social media. And join our community in the Discord as well. All right? Because it's a community of gamers. So until next time, keep gaming strong and stay very positive about what we do as gamers. So this is Ahman Green and Alan Calvin or Akido Chinaru signing off and game on. So we're about to bounce about here to get ready for some Halo. Wingman Wednesday, y'all. Thank you for jumping in the show. Naughty, Bear Fan. We had a lot of people up in here. We got anybody we can raid? I know I can't really see.
We can raid Pooch. We can raid. I think the only person that's on right now out of our group is Pooch.
Is it Pooch? We'll raid Pooch then. All right, here we go. Let's raid my man Pooch. What is it? 30, 32, 55. All right. We're about to raid Pooch. And I'm going to hit the music and everything. And so y'all say hello to Pooch for me. I'll drop it in the chat as well once we get off stream here. And everyone else have a good, let me see, how do I get out of here? Here we go. Everybody else have a good rest of your Wednesday. If not, see you in the lobby for Wingman Wednesday on some Halo Infinite. And let's chime on out of here, Akido. Let's get to the music. We got all
it was a good stream.
Yeah, good stream. We have all the social medias up. Got to thank you for watching. Social media right there. We got the Discord here. Let's run that for a little bit here. Let's turn on the music a little bit. Pop.
I posted them all in the chat one more time as well.
Join the Discord. All right. See y'all next week. Bye.